you can call her Exu. Red hair, halo, shooting at you, oh no. What is up, everybody? We're back for another round of Arknights, the Masses Travels, stages, as well as the gameplay and narration here. So, let's jump in and pick up where we left off last night. What is up, everybody? It's me, Johnny G. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to hang out here while we're live on stream. And for those of you watching on the VOD afterward, you are awesome as well. We've got our little red-haired angel here, and we are ready to go. Hope everybody's having a great day. A great Wednesday. I'm losing track of the days for some reason, but hope you're having a great Wednesday, and I hope that something has made you smile today. And if not, there's still some time here to get that smile in for the day. Maybe I can bring that to you. But I'm anxious. Very, very anxious to dive back in and to understand more of this story. It's been very hectic with just the first few stages in the story that we got to learn about yesterday. But also, we did our polls, and of course, if you weren't here yesterday, we did get Exusiai, we did get Lemuen, and we sparked for Scotty Altar. So we got a few really, really good operators here to work with. And I did make one minor tweak, and that is that tonight we'll be trying skill 2 for Exusiai, just because skill 3 yesterday, I don't know, I just wasn't finding myself in any situation that I was able to really use it. So I think I'm going to hold off on using that until I can learn it a little bit better. And I'm also not the guy that's constantly pulling the operators either. So I put them down and I put them down with the intent that they're going to stay out there for the entirety of the stage. So we're not going to be throwing them out and then pulling them back and stuff, except for like specialists like Texas, the Virtuosa and stuff like that. So to kind of redeploy that would be a little pointless, I think. But anyways, we'll figure that out later on. We switched over to skill 2 though. So we'll kick things off. We'll do our free headhunt roll for the day, just to see if we get anything else. We'll do our daily roll, and then we'll continue with the story. What's up, Bio? How's it going? 7 a.m. Skill 3 is not that good. Skill 2 is the best one for Exusiai. Always want to use that one over S3. I mean, S3's good. It's just so dependent on situation and what operators you're doing. And again, if you are that constant drop and pull type of player, throwing operators in and out, and whoever has the longest redeploy time, it's going to be easy to get that operator back out there. Or is it longest redeploy time or highest redeploy, like your DP? So, something like that, whichever the one it is. It's one of those things where she'll be able to redeploy those quicker for you, but it's just kind of not what I want to do, and it's not my style of play. So S2, definitely. I want that barrier. And I want to do some damage. So we'll see what happens when using that tonight. But good call on that. Sankta third skill, you hit him, he returns the damage. Ooh. Well, we might get him tonight because we're going to start where we picked up, or where we left off. We finished MT-3. So we're going to be doing MT-4. And then I know you get him after 5. But I don't know if I have the stuff to build him. We could maybe do a quick farm if we need to get things. But I know that I have at least some defender chips. I have 2. I have 2 defender chips, and I don't have the dual chips. So we might be able to do a quick farm, which wouldn't waste a lot of you guys' time for the sake of the fact that the new auto-deploy system is in, which is amazing. But, yeah. So let's go ahead and we'll kind of jump in and get started. I'm hoping to not go quite as long as I did last night, just for the sake of the fact that I'm still trying to heal up my chest from my chest congestion and stuff. Excuse me. I just took a dose of medicine, but I'm also, I need to get some sleep. Last night I did not sleep too well after going to bed, and I only had about 4 hours when I finally got down to actually sleep before work. So, but I don't have to go into work early like I did yesterday. So, all right, let's go ahead and switch over to the stream. Tokyo Drift theme intensifies. All right. So let me look that up real quick. What does Sankta Miksaparato? Let me look up and see what he requires as far as his upgrade items here. Okay, to E1 him, that's 30k. E2 is 180, of course. So we need 5 defender chips and 12 of... our cubes, which I only have 6. We need 4 of the polyketon? Yeah, okay, and I have 164, so we're good on that. Then we need 4 D32 steel. And I have 3. Okay, so I need 1 more of those. And we need 5 of the boards, which I have 2 of. So, and then 4 of the dual chips. So, let's do our free headhunt, and then we'll farm the mats that we need real quick for him. And then we'll get ready so that way when we get him, we can E2 him pretty quickly, and then go from there. All right, pre-roll. Anything? Nope, 4-star. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
And they call you
They're catching up with Reverse 1999 with the replay system. It's pretty cool. Okay, so, or wait. I don't think, yeah, never mind. We can't do that because it's not open yet. So we'll have to worry about that another time. No big deal though. Maybe tomorrow if we need to, we can farm and then we'll use him. I don't know if I'll be live for sure tomorrow, but one way or another. Thursday, Friday, I'll farm for the materials regardless. So, okay. So I guess we'll just jump into what we need to do here for story time. Ooh, firearms technician. We got more coffee pots. Collect our tallies. Learning a lot about enemies from the new gambling event. That's pretty cool. That was one thing that was pretty cool in regards to the first one. You know, it really tested knowledge on the enemies. Okay. Clear MT-4. Okay. Clear MT-3 with the 3-star. Already did that. MT-4 and deploy operators on dream tiles at least twice. Okay, so we got to claim that. Deploy a sniper 1. Dream tiles twice, so that'll take care of those 2. And him, let's just go auto deploy on MT-3. We'll do that real quick. Ah, not there. Here, this one. T-3. Let's auto deploy that real quick. And we'll let that go. That should clear him up. Or, yeah, clear his thing. Because then we'll move on to 4. Continue from there. Meanwhile, I'm going to check my other account and make sure that...
Make certain my claws don't scratch you.
I finished everything on my dailies for there. And I did, so we're good. I still haven't gotten Exu on that account yet. I have Lemuen, but I don't have Exu on it yet.
A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Toxins and traps are my tactics.
Branch and bone bear weeds, mounds and ruins.
This was a fun stage. Wasn't too crazy.
Oh, I should try adding a jet engine.
Cannot wait for another lore reading session. Get those ears ready. And chat, we hit 475 subscribers here earlier. So we are 25 away from the goal of YouTube partner. So make sure if you are new, please remember to subscribe to the channel so you can help me reach that goal. Because that gives me the option to not only apply for YouTube partner, for the first stage of it at least, but at 500 subscribers, I'll be able to apply for the Arknights headhunting program. So I would appreciate your support as best as you can give. It would be very, very appreciated and helpful to me. So we shall continue. Here, Exu. I have the means to E2 Exu alter, but the chips to upgrade the specialist chips, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. That makes sense. Hey, do what you gotta do.
Wait a moment.
All right, so that takes care of that. Lemuen. Ba-do-do. Okay. So she is done. Maybe I should create an Arknights channel to be in that headhunting program. Go for it. You got my support. I'll back you, man. That'd be awesome. Okay, wait a second. Let's see. So I have, all right, Mostuma and Fiametta, and then Medita here. Okay, move on. How long have you been playing? Okay, so with this account, I started this account almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years, or around 2 years ago, something like that. Year and a half. But my original account, I've actually been playing since the beginning of the game, since the game launched. I was in the beta program with my original account, so I'm a little bit of an OG player, but I stopped after a while just because I took a break from it. It wasn't really anything in particular that caused it. It wasn't anything dislike of the game. I just kind of fell off for a little bit, and then I got back into it and been stuck since, but had a little bit of a long break, but I am still an OG. Doesn't mean I'm good by any means at the game. I'm still terrible because I just try to brute force everything because I'm an idiot. I can't even talk, but is what it is. All right, MT-4. Here we go. And I did change her. Yes, I changed her to skill 2. We are good to go.
Leader. I'll make sure your package gets there intact. That's
You
not what you're worried about?
you handle my package well, Exusiai.
Oh, I get it now. Whatever you want to blow up, I'll wipe it off the face of this land.
Listen, we're about to move on to the story, Exo. You hear the music playing. It's time to settle down with the voice lines. Okay, sweetheart? Thank you. Moving on. All right. Why are you leaning against the wall in a weird pose? I thought I was looking at a statue.
You could have heard my joints crack if you came in earlier. I should pay a visit to an artificer to see if I can't get some cushioning for my waist.
I'm not sure the gun knight armor smiths take into account the special needs of the elderly.
Young gun knights need it too. Helps to mitigate the recoil from our guns. The nativity is tomorrow. How are preparations at the Shrine of Nurtury?
The mother is in stable condition, and Owain is taking good care of her. She will give birth to a healthy, beautiful infant tomorrow.
Wishadel and the Kazdelian delegation, the Twin Empresses and the Lytanian delegation, the delegation from the Aegir Institute of Development Planning, the Tianchi delegation led by Jan's envoy of ceremonial rites. Tomorrow, all the visitors of the Holy City are invited to the Shrine of Nurtury to witness the birth of a new life. Why did you need me then, if everything is in order?
Our newest cardinal.
Lemuen?
She came to see the Matriarch. I'm wondering, did she happen to pass by as she was investigating the bombings, drop in to take a look, and then propose to provide help to the Shrine of Nurtury on a whim? At first, I thought she came because of an attack on Anduin, but when I saw the look on her face after she saw the Matriarch, it is clear she has suspicions.
I thought I quelled those.
Lemuen possesses a keen edge that few others have, especially when focused on a single matter. There's certainly no benefit for a cardinal of the Seventh Tribunal. Oh my god, I can't even talk. There is certainly no better fit for a cardinal of the Seventh Tribunal. At the same time, there's also no worse fit. More often than not, she relies solely on her own judgment when it comes to where she will focus her attention.
Do we need to be on guard against her?
You make us sound like some evil organization plotting to overthrow Laterano.
Who's to say? For some, the future that we usher in will overturn life as we know it. Our empathy, our kindred and family, even the concept of Sankta itself, existing limitations will be cast aside. This should have been predetermined, the predetermined end of Laterano's path. But the path has gone on far too long. Some people take the accidents that happen in the process as the norm, and now they can't accept the predetermined end.
That is correct. We should prepare early.
I'll deal with Lemuen. You head back to the Shrine of Nurtury and get ready for tomorrow's ceremony. May the Lord's blessings be with the city.
The reason why I said install reverse 1999 because you'll get a free 6-star.
the thing is, if I install it, I've got to start recording or something, because it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be part of my still in progress gacha testing, so to speak, project for YouTube. I want to play other gacha games and things like that, but it's one of those things where right now, how long does that run for? Because of the case of, it's going to be a while till I actually get to it. We've got this, I've got to finish up the Limbus Company event, and like Friday I'll have my Fortnite stream and stuff like that, so I got a lot of other stuff going on before I can jump into that yet. The red-headed Sankta runs through a forest of white and blue, like a tiny flame flickering in the rain. 2 6 stars because you're new. Ooh, that'd be even better, but even still.
The cloud on that comfort bell is almost the size of Croissant's van, and a cradle large enough to hold 2 cargo containers.
Those hands creep me out. Just massive. The clouds hanging upon the comfort bell seem to block out the sunlight, and the hands holding up the cradles reaching towards the clouds. In this place, every living thing appears small and insignificant.
Huh? What the heck? It feels so empty and quiet. But more than half of these nurseries are occupied. Children, outsiders, even fallen angels. The nurturers are busy. Looks like they've been living here for a while. Didn't they say most of the facilities are empty and will only open to the public when the ceremony is done? That's not true at all. I have to recover the bombs. I thought I could stop the ceremony by blowing up the venue, but this place is full of people. To think I went through all that effort to slip past the guards.
Click, click, click.
I wish the girls were here. Texas could have knocked out all the guards and dragged them outside. Or Croissant could have barged into the rooms and packed up everyone inside. Or I could just get the boss to do a meet and greet opposite the ceremony to draw everybody's attention. Forget it. There's no time. I gotta get to work. I'll take these bombs apart and think of another way.
It'll be easier if you cut the blue wire first.
What?
Ah, sister found you.
When did you get back? Elle?
Uh-oh. Sister Act in Laterano. Curious how that would turn out. Moving on, though. An entirely unremarkable apartment, except for the fact that its roof offers a perfect view of the plaza in front of the Shrine of Nurturing. Is that why you chose to hide here, Arturia?
Another happy reunion. And much sooner than I expected.
You did not attempt to conceal your trail. The paper dragonfly was a clear clue. I saw you use such musical arts more than once in Zwillingstorm.
Well, I hate to admit it, but you've learned a whole lot of my secrets, Foedere. Wait, you... Did our Executor not tell you that I am his beloved soror, Sister Hildegard? Huh?
You are my distant relative, and that does not impede me from exercising oversight over you. Before I brought you back to Laterano on the outskirts of Zwillingstorm, I warned you. I will increase my vigilance over you in order to determine the subjective motivations and possible objective consequences of your actions. And I will shoot to kill if I find anything suspicious.
I remember the sunset that day. So hard-headed he's fun, isn't he, Sister Hildegard? You were always cooperative, Arturia. That's why Linden Monastery gave you the degree of leeway. You deceived us. I apologize, sister. I hope my impertinence will not be detrimental to you or to Linden Monastery.
Why did you leave Linden Monastery without permission, Arturia?
Look at this shrine, Foedere. So vast, so full of vitality. It reaches into the clouds, surpassing even the eponymous twin towers of Zwillingstorm and Latanian. Is this the grace and authority that Laterano wants to build? Look at that haloless outsiders being guided inside. What are Laterano's plans for them?
What have you found, Arturia?
Do you remember our short stay at Rhodes Island before returning to Laterano? I met a mysterious guest there who told me that there may come a day when Laterano is no longer a warm, cozy little cottage for the Sanctas. Foedere, Sister Hildegard, look at what lies before you. Do you not suspect that the day has come? What has become of the holy city that we were so proud of? What do you mean? You are ever vigilant, Foedere. You must have noticed something, no? Otherwise, you would have greeted me with the barrel of your gun.
She got a point. I knew she was picking up on the trail of something. I called that yesterday. Reason why I say it is because in a few days, the game is going to be updated to 3.0. Okay.
Those bombs. They look pretty powerful. Sis, you're walking again? Uh-huh. Hooray! Is it you that I saw in Via Jovita, and that Amos saw outside the firearms workshop? How did you manage to make so many bombs despite the curious strict control of explosive materials? You're as good at this as ever. Alright, spit it out, El. What are you trying to do? Blow up the shrine? Stop the nativity? Sabotage the whole Summit of Nations? Stay back, sis.
Oh my. Stand off. A massive pillar cuts the light and shadow open. Lemuen stops in her tracks, keeping her distance from Exusiai.
It's a cardinal's cassock you're wearing, isn't it? Does it look good on me? Totally. It's so cool. It was a little loose around the waist when I got it, day before my creation. I had to stay up all night fixing it. I wish I wasn't wearing this for our reunion. Did you come back by yourself, or do you have friends with you? You're pumping me for information now. You're a simple girl, after all. You're not in a school, and this isn't a graduation ceremony. Did you really just decide to liven things up like this on your own? Who's behind you, and why did they put you up to this?
Just install the game and then wait until you finish up your schedule, then start it. I can do that. Do they have a Steam client for it? Or is it just like Google Play or App Store or whatever? Because if there's a Steam client, I'm installing that version, just like I did with Limbus.
Hey, let's try this. Apple pie with mayonnaise.
Oh, God. Now, chat, remember, keep in mind, I'm pausing every so often. When we see food-related things, I'm typing them down so that I can figure out what idea I'm going to use for my cooking video. That's going to be entered into the video creation event, but...
Had a slice, one another. You remembered! When we had a fight that wasn't going anywhere, or a secret we didn't want to share, that's our password to set things aside. I can feel your emotions, El. Agitation, impatience, worry. Not even knowing how to explain. My job is to capture the culprits who are trying to sabotage the Summit of Nations. I will file a request with the Curia to personally handle the follow-up to this case. Sancta sisters stand off against one another, neither making a single move nor speaking a single word. It is Lemuen who finally breaks the silence with a sigh. In that instant, Exusiai flies towards her and hugs her tightly. Now that's the reaction I know from an Elle in trouble. I missed you, sis. It's been a while. Have you grown? Of course not. I was almost an adult when I left Laterano.
It's on Steam and mobile? Okay, awesome. So I'll get the Steam client.
You don't have to talk like you're my mom, sis. Is that what I sound like? Did you tie your hair yourself? It's coming loose. Let me tie it for you. Still careless as ever. Of course, I'm not as good as you at that. What are you doing here anyway? Don't tell me you knew I would show up. Just reviewing the shrine's security measures. I thought it was remarkable enough to see the Matriarch praying for a pregnant Sarkaz. And then I ran into you. Matriarch? Pregnant Sarkaz? Praying? Could the nativity be... So you don't know what's in the shrine either. Oh, is it your turn to pump me for information? Who taught you to do that? I didn't turn bad, I promise. people who are supporting me now, they're good influence, I promise. I'm not alone and I'm not being used. There's a lot that's wrong here. It's hard to explain. I need more time. I'll come home after I've done what I have to.
Lemuen ties one last knot with the string, then pushes up slightly so the strand of hair on the side of her sister's head will not come loose so easily. The next instant, she finds that her arms are empty. I still want to figure out what kind of rifle that is that she carries, like what it's based off of, I should say. It just looks really cool. Looks similar to something, a toy rifle that my kid has, my oldest.
I'll leave the disarming of the bombs to you, sis. I mean, your eminence.
Lemuen hears the ticking of bomb countdowns in all directions. She looks in the direction where her sister disappeared, but is in no position to give chase.
She never changes, does she?
Here we go. MT-4. Ready, Exu? Let's do this. Whoa! Maybe not. The game crashed. That's random. First time I've ever had that happen. All right, give us a minute here, chat. We'll relaunch it. We'll go right back there, and if it makes us do the story, of course, I'll skip that, but give me just a minute. That's a bit strange. First time I've had that happen. Okay.
Arknights.
Okay. Here we go. Start.
Arknights.
Ba-do-do.
AWP mixed Dragunov.
Here's a carnival.
Makes sense. It
costume.
looks like that. I can
Put
see
it
that.
on.
When AFK came back and suddenly the app is closed, yeah, it crashed on me for some reason. Really weird. It's my guess what she is holding. I mean, it looks like it, so I can see what you're getting at. I know what those are. Oh, it counted the story, but it didn't count the, that we were going into the stage, so it recognizes that much. Okay. MT-4 Wayfinder. Here we go. Okay, we need to deploy
Let's
what?
go.
1 sniper and 2 operators on those tiles. Okay. So, we're gonna put her here.
Toxins and traps are my tactics. Let's begin. Got it.
Okay.
Cut them to pieces.
Whoever said a wheelchair couldn't get up onto a steel beam?
Relax. What do you fear most?
Okay.
Okay.
Exu there to
this is
cover that.
awkward, but I'm the only one who knows how to handle the target. Eliminate.
Boom, boom. Okay, 8 of 20. Okay, and then let's put I'm gonna put Shu here,
Spring breeze, time
and then we'll
to
put
rain.
Pookie out.
Now we sow the grain.
We'll probably be good with that.
Awaiting order. Shut up.
That's 2 on the
Weapons are
sleepy
right at your
tiles.
fingertips.
Okay, so that should
Why
cover
wait?
everything for the firearms things
I
there.
wasn't supposed to. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
I've got an idea enough to me. Only nightmares come with me.
Get what you deserve. I mean, what you ordered.
Okay, I didn't really need him, but I'm just putting him out for fun. So I can launch Pookie's attack, maybe.
Patience comes
Boom.
small, huh?
Boom.
Disappointing.
Posted. Let's go. So that should clear everything there. Okay. Auric is the free 6-star you'll get upon installing the game. Okay, I remember you were telling me about him.
Citizen, if you are here to view the nativity, please queue up at the security check line in the plaza. You've been dawdling here for a while. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for someone. Oh? There's a large amount of traffic going in and out of the shrine today. We ask for your cooperation and to refrain from loitering. So sorry.
Let me grab a drink here.
Oy.
Gotta keep the throat and the chest moist.
Elle's been in there all day. The plan was to blow up important structural elements in the shrine to prevent the ceremony, whatever it's called, from being held as scheduled. She should have been out by now. Don't tell me she's been caught. But I've been here all this time and there's no movement inside. But Elle must have ran into some kind of trouble. It's holding her up. Come on, Vanny, think. What can you do?
Not much. You could sit back and watch Exusiai do her work.
I have 2 small originium powder tubes that I could turn into an improvised bomb. It won't be very powerful, but it should cause enough commotion to distract the guards and allow Elle to... Let's set it here. No one's paying any attention. All I need to do is set it off.
Smart girl. Vanini's arm finds the barrel of a gun, preventing it from moving down any further. Don't let that thing go boom, girl. Stand up slowly. Who is it? Ah, Patricion.
Reverend Gun Knight.
Those tools and all. You work at a firearms shop. I have 10 minutes. Explain yourself, girl. What are you up to here? Or should I say, who are you trying to cover for?
It's pretty smart. Pick that up quickly.
Let's go, Elle. What about Master Pag? Magister's sleeping. His vision's been getting worse, and the doctor wants him to get plenty of rest. We shouldn't wake him if we're careful. There's something I need to tell you first, Vanny. It's so weird when you talk all serious like that. Listen. If you get caught, just give me up to whoever it is. Whether it's the Pontifica Cohors, the Executors, or the Gun Knights. Don't worry about me. I came in the middle of the night, kicked your door open, and forced you to make bombs and stand guard for me. You're an innocent little angel who doesn't know anything. Uh-huh. That's my condition for letting you come with me. Just because I'm shy doesn't mean I'm a coward. I know, and I'm glad you decided to help me. Acuria seems to be taking that ceremony very seriously. Who knows what punishment they have in store for somebody trying to bomb it? Besides, Laterano is very different from how I remember it. But no buts or what's abouts. I can handle this on my own. Besides, logistics company culture says, never share the glory when you can hoard it all for yourself.
And yeah, she's definitely tried to do that plenty of times. Texas has called her out on it. Shakes head.
I came on my own.
Interesting girl. Old men like me don't get a lot of chances to talk to the youth. Unfortunately, the ceremony is about to begin. If you won't talk, I'll have to hand you over to the executors of the Notarial Hall.
Stop right there, Patricion. Don't think I don't recognize that sanctimonious face of yours just because you're hiding it behind a hunk of sheet metal.
Oh, it's him.
My legs. Pag.
What do you mean? Is something going on at the Holy City? Would you care to explain, or do I have to guess from your meaningful glances at one another?
This is not related to our investigation, sister. At this time, I have not determined that you need to know more.
In any case, Arturia, you'll have to come back with us. I don't dislike you. In fact, I am rather fond of you. But if your actions will bring harm to Landon Monastery, then I'll pull no punches. May I ask you something, Sister Hildegard? Huh? You love the monastery in Laterano, don't you? Or should I say, how did you establish an emotional connection to Laterano as Liberi? Well, I've lived at Landon Monastery for a long time. I was brought up by my brothers and sisters there, and we worked together to make bread and beer, doing our best to keep the monastery solvent. I belong here. Of course I love this place. If you're asking why there are so many Liberis in the Holy City, you've read the Saints' Travels, haven't you? Don't tell me you only used it to make your paper dragonfly.
Oh. Yep. That look says it all.
According to the Saints' Travels, the first encounter between the Liberi and Laterano began with a herd of burden beasts. Many years ago, a group of Liberi were scattered by a herd of burden beasts while seeking water in the wilderness. The animals carried grain on their backs, forming an orderly procession as they traveled into the distance. The Liberi spent great effort to hunt the burden beasts. They never imagined that these little creatures of the wild could move in such orderly manner, so they followed the beasts. Then the Liberi saw the halo bearers in the fields, singing as they guided the herd of burden beasts into the assembly of pearl-white buildings behind them. At a time when the Liberi still lived naked in the wild, seeing water and game, those people had learned to tame wild beasts and build cities safe from catastrophe, seeking water and game. More importantly, the Liberi found that those people had a confidence and optimism that was alien to the Liberi, because of their halos and empathy. From the moment of their birth, they could feel each other's feelings and understand one another. They rarely knew conflict, and they were able to overcome crisis that would destroy any other race. They created the perfect order, naming it the law. I can understand that feeling. Even as the Curia cut off funding to the monastery, even as buildings fell into disrepair, even as I fretted over the monastery's books, the Sanctus of Land and Monastery never seemed to fear that there might come a day when we would have to close our doors. Their confidence and optimism let them accept the presence of the Liberi nearby, learning from them and becoming part of the whole.
She only used it to make her dragonfly. Exactly. She knew what she was doing. That look said everything there. She just... Nope. I didn't read it. Sorry. Whoops. 3.0 is coming out on the 30th. Okay, that gives me some time then. Excuse me.
Yes. Over the ages, the Sanctus have almost completely assimilated the Holy City's Liberi, other than the Halo, which can never be shared. We are too special, able to take in everything, like a concerto with a clear main theme. Laterano has never been just a warm, cozy little cottage for the Sanctus, Fede.
After you escaped, you went searching for a missing pregnant woman from a nomadic abbey, but there have been no such reports of a missing person in notarial hall records. Explain yourself, Artoria.
The poor mother has gone missing in Laterano, a little incident that no one has paid any heed. But by chance, I had once touched the note of her heart while playing in the wheat fields, and I discovered where she went.
Do you mean...
Patience, Fede. Wait and see.
You almost said dragonfly. I know, I caught myself. I felt it. I'm like, good, nope. But hey, I'll take some fried dragon. If it's good, maybe. Shoo, fry me some rice, baby. Anyways, I'm moving on and not getting into perversions this early. You know, who cares? What if you fried the dragon? Fried dragon. Yum. Anyways.
We've come this far. You don't need me to explain it to you.
Artoria. Such an interesting and polarizing character. I adore her character arc, her story overall. Is this the girl you took in? You'll have to forgive Reverend Gunnight. That I don't know that I don't have the adoption papers on me. But if you can take in a Liberi, why can't I take in a Sankta? She's a good girl, you know. You were the only Sankta I've ever had a real problem understanding. That mouth of yours. How long has it been since we last met, Peg? I forget. Never thought much about it. Didn't think I would need to. Back on topic. Your apprentice just attempted to. On my orders. Why? An act of protest. Is that so hard to understand? The Curia shut down over 100 firearms workshops overnight. My livelihood for decades. The shop I counted on for my retirement. All gone in the blink of an eye. When I heard you were throwing some party here, thought I might force the Curia to hear the voice of this humble citizen in front of all these honored guests. I should have done it myself, but I'm old, and my legs and eyes aren't what they used to be. So I had the girl run this errand for me. I love how Pimp Owl is covering for her. I thought you had gone into a different line of work, Peg. Screw that. Why should I? When you still have the nerve to use that gun I made you after you exiled Gia from Laterano. I just gave up being a dedicated supplier for you gun knights. Gia. That name is familiar. Gia, why? That is really familiar. Okay, hold on. I feel like that's somebody that popped up. I'm not getting results. Okay. I feel like that's a name or something that I had come across in another story, another event at some point. So I'll have to look that up, do a little bit more of a deep dive on the events that I've played, because I feel like it's something that I've done here on the channel, but I don't know. That name has definitely popped up before. True. And how exactly do you plan on dealing with this? We're caught red-handed attempting to bomb the Shrine of Nurtury and sabotage the Nativity. Will you once again escort your friend out of Laterano as a gun knight sworn to protect the sanctity of paradise? One who just happens to be a Liberi as well? This has nothing to do with you being Liberi, Peg. If you have indeed violated the law, then I have no choice but to suffer another parting. And yet, I see that no harm was actually done, was there? Take your apprentice and go. Humph. Come along, Vanny. Grab onto me. I left in a hurry and forgot the new glasses you got me. He was awfully lenient there. Reverend, the man's story does not stand up to scrutiny. I know. The appropriate course of action would be to take them in for questioning and eliminate any potential risk. That won't be necessary. Besides, I don't need another fight with that old bloke. This bomb is simple, improvised. The girl obviously made it on the spot, which means that her accomplice is still inside. Reassign an extra team of gun knights and work with the patrols to ensure the shrine's security. Yes, Reverend. Amos! Strange. Is she still in the Shrine of Nurtury? Cardinal Aid Amos. Reverend Patrician. A long time no see. Long time indeed. What are you all worked up about? Have you seen Cardinal Lemuen? There's something I wanted to check with her. She hasn't returned to the 7th Tribunal since visiting the Shrine of Nurtury. If this has something to do with the explosion, I must be kept in the loop. Yes, Reverend. I bumped into a Sankta in Via Burgos in Pega's favor to complete the takeover of a firearms workshop. There was a visible reaction from the Cardinal when I mentioned this to her. I checked the appearance of the individual I encountered against the database of registered citizens and found a match in the external personnel files. She must have been on the scene of the explosion in Pega Stevonis. She has certain ties to the Cardinal. Oh? So he found out about Exu. The red hair gave it away. I don't have much time, sister. I must return to the Shrine of Nursery. Let me confirm. You're not sure if the individual currently under care will die, but you want to make funeral preparations for her. Yes, she's not in good shape. She is not in good shape. I will do all that I can as her nurturer. The voice you gave Sancta Miksaparato is off the mark. You'll understand why. I've already heard his voice. I'm good. I'm not trying to directly replicate everybody's voices. I'm giving what I want to, as far as things go. But his voice has got a sort of robotic tone to it. I've heard the English dub for it. It's pretty hard to get for me, for my vocal range. So I'm just going kind of deeper with it and a little bit of a grumble. But that's all. I'm not trying to be perfect, man. Trust me. If I was doing that, I'd be doing a hell of a lot worse than what I normally do. But that will not preclude me from preparing for the worst.
This seems so un-Lateran.
What should a Lateran be like?
Now that's a complicated question.
Farewell. I hope we will not have cause to meet again. And who is this? It's the second time we popped up.
I didn't believe it when they said it, but you really did come back here, Anduin. The Ecclesia Requietum, the field of irises. Are they familiar to you? Do you reminisce over them?
There are many Ecclesia Requietorum in Laterano. As for reminiscing, it would be inappropriate for me to do that about an Ecclesia Requietum in my present position. That nun's hair and face, it hurts my eyes for some odd reason.
I forgot. You're a high and mighty nurturer now.
Who are you? I have no clue why. Visually not well for me. It's interesting, though. Was it you who followed me and attacked me in the shrine?
Followed? Attacked? Who's the one who's mad here, Anduin? You or me? If you didn't want us to walk the same path as you, why did you call us pathfinders? The sinister shrine that devours. Is it the righteous path that you found, or one that has led you astray?
I do not recall compromising. Wow, see, I can't even read now. Excuse me. I do not recall promising to walk the same path as anyone before I met the Matriarch. As for the Shrine of Nurtury, it's true that it has guided my path, but sinister? There must be some misunderstanding.
Enough, Anduin. Nugus Garrus. Don't play the fool with me. A dozen of us never came back from the shrine. If the path you found demands our sacrifice, we at least deserve to be told. Or if you're really shameless enough to deny the connection, at least have the decency to say it to my face.
No, I don't understand.
You'll have plenty of time to figure it out.
Please, don't. There are many children I must care for, and that mother. Uh-oh.
Woo. Damn it! It's them! Pull back!
Fiametta and Mostima.
If I didn't know better, I would say you were trying to hit Anduin with that one.
He's proven hard enough to kill so far. I figured it was an acceptable risk. Fiametta, Mostima.
You've really made yourself a lot of enemies, haven't you, Anduin? I'll go after them while you two talk.
There's no need. I don't know why they're targeting me, but I can't help but feel they're determined. People like that inevitably have complex pasts and simple motivations.
How compassionate. How could you do what you did to your own cohort, then? Why don't you repent before Mostima and Lemuen? Why wouldn't you tell us what the one in the lock and key made you see deep in that dungeon? Why didn't you ever give us an answer? Or more accurately, share the question with us.
We must each follow our own paths, Fiametta.
Is that why you attacked Lemuen and fled? For coming back with that matriarch, hiding in the Shrine of Nurtury under her protection like nothing ever happened? Is this your path? What salvation did you find in the years that you went off the grid?
I never found any salvation, nor do I feel like nothing ever happened. However, life is short, and if I do not find the answer I seek soon, my sins and your pain will become meaningless. The day after I was released from Landon Monastery, I left Laterano, believing that I would find something. The next 5 years were like a blur. All I remember is going from one place to another, alone, in many directions without end. I often wonder if something has gone wrong with my memory. And then I found the Matriarch. She was headed for the Holy City, though she had been delayed greatly by helping the wounded and needy along the way. She made me believe that the answer still lies in Laterano. She promised me a miracle, and that thousands upon thousands more miracles will be born from us. I returned to Laterano to fulfill this promise with her.
Tassius, just shut up. You're babbling to yourself and making zero sense. Listen here, Anduin. After I kicked you out of that gathering the other day, Patrizion spent a long time telling me how important you, that shrine of yours, and the ceremony you're holding are. I've never seen the old man so serious, so I promised him I wouldn't pick a fight with you, yet. I didn't save your life because I've forgiven you. You just don't deserve to die before you've truly repented for what you did and paid a proper price. The nativity is about to start, isn't it? I'm sorry. I must go. I'm very intrigued by Andoain's character. He's very interesting. He's another one, just kind of got a very involved background. Good morning. Honored kindred, returned messengers, emissaries from all across Terra, and guests who have set foot in the holy city for the first time through the abbeys, I greet you. The shrine in which we now find ourselves was not built to demonstrate Laterano's power and authority for the Summit of Nations. However, I am glad from the bottom of my heart that it was completed in time for all of us to gather here today. I am now just wondering, would Mastima taste like a blueberry? I don't know what she tastes like, but I imagine, you know, whatever the taste of flesh is what she tastes like. But you've got to also account for whatever she cleans herself with. So, you know, body sprays and, you know, soaps and things like that may influence her taste a little bit. And, no, I mean, we don't know what her hygiene habits are. For all we know, she stinks. So, you know, maybe she tastes like sweat. I don't know, but I'm certainly not eating Mastima. So you go ahead and have that. You could take that experiment for yourself and let the rest of us know, because these are questions that we do need answering. 7 a.m., you are on that job, my friend. Definitely find out what she tastes like and let us know, please, because I have no idea, and I'm not taking a bite. I'm a little scared to take a bite of that one. Just saying. These are the questions that need answering, chat. These are the questions that we all wonder, I guess, at some point in our lives. But such is the world of Arknights. Meanwhile, back on Terra. Every birth brings new possibilities for the continuation of faith, for the fight against calamity. Only in this way can we shape the future. This is even more true for the Laterano of the future. I bid you now prepare and listen to the heartbeat of new life.
Weaklings.
I just imagine the matriarch being, nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. That's the kind of voice I'm going for. I'm questioning if I should really do an in-depth video. What would an operator taste like in Arknights? That's on you, my friend. The taste of each individual operator, each individual race in Arknights, what the differences are. Do Liberia taste like chicken? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I've researched this topic for like a year already. Listen, we appreciate that you're telling us that you're cannibalistic, but I'm telling you, you're making me some good content right now, because this is probably going to turn into a YouTube short, this discussion. Just saying. All right, story dash 2. I prepared some YouTube shorts today. I just didn't post them yet. They're uploaded. I will probably post them tomorrow. I ain't that, I swear. Wait a moment. Senor Executor, so you never intended to bring Arturia back to Land and Monastery? I never stated that I would. He's so literal. Well, if you won't, I will. There are certain things I must still ascertain with Arturia. Now, Federico, won't do to torment a poor nun like that. Haha! What is their deal? Rochelle, did you have to run away so suddenly? All I did was joke around with you a little in front of that confessional. What was the joke? Okay. Anyway, I know this fugitive's a tough one, so I brought reinforcements. Giving up my chance to witness the nativity in the process? Aren't you touched? I never requested assistance from the notarial hall. I know. You hardly ever work with the other executors. You think I volunteered for this? Special orders, jointly issued by all 7 tribunals of the Curia.
He's another one. I know I give him kind of the wrong reason because he's got a naturally deeper voice, his English voice actor, but I don't know. I just like giving him a little bit of a higher, slightly, not so much whinier kind of voice, but I don't know. He just gives me a little bit of a higher pitched vibe when I look at him personally.
Pretty shocked when I got the orders. For a moment there, I thought Arturia had convinced you to commit treason.
Orphan would taste like blood, except not the ABA or any race specifics, and she consumes a lot of blood, and so her blood would be mixed of lots of different types. Sure, I'll take your word for that one. And Justice Knight would taste like a robot.
Metal. Mechanics. Taste the feeling of metal in your mouth. Crunch, crunch. Hurt those teeth.
I have no such intention, and she has no such power. I have completed my assessment and determined that any risk of to the Curia can be eliminated. You and your men may stand down now, Executor Rochelle. Are you defying the special orders, Federico? You have no authority to refuse. My orders were to oversee Federico's apprehension of Arturia before the Nativity and to bring both of you in, should there be any suspicious behavior. Not so fast, Signor Executor. Were you talking to me, Signora Arturia? Of course. I've been sitting in that monastery ever since I got back. I think I would like to stretch my legs for a while longer still. It's been more than a decade since I last saw night fall upon the holy city. The view from this spot is remarkable.
That's actually interesting. So, okay, weirdly enough, and this is from a while back, but I had come across a chatbot on Character AI of Virtuosa that the description of the start of it was that you met her on a rooftop in Laterano watching nightfall. So that's kind of an interesting thing, you know, her saying that, you know, it's been more than a decade since she last saw nightfall. If the person that wrote that bot, created that, was really into the lore, they probably understood that, and they may have known or like translated this event kind of in a way if that was more recently created. But still, it was a few months ago that I remember talking to that one, but that was interesting. Just a neat tidbit of connection there. Anyways, for example, collab characters like Doc would just taste like flesh, normal human, since he doesn't belong in Arknights, and just there, you know. But who's to say that the people of Terra would taste any different, you know? Wouldn't they just taste fleshy, since they're pretty much humanoid and they just have their different traits? No, okay, here's a good one for you though. Okay, think about the Salem, the Nazir King, and him and all the dead soldiers, the dead minions. So think about those and the factor of that all those people are like dead and resurrected and rising from the ground, and they've got stripping flesh falling off of them and stuff was described in the one scene in like chapter 14. So think about that. That reminds me of like some of the dead flesh or like the spoiled meat that you get from zombies in Minecraft. So they would probably taste very spoiled and disgusting, decrepit. So there's a enjoying or an enjoyment. Have some enjoyment out of that is what I meant to say. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I can't speak, chat. I'm fat as well, so. But I'm still 17 pounds down, so yeah, I'm losing weight. Anyways, I'm not going to be able to use that fat excuse when I use weight. Screw it. I'll use it anyways. Did you get a good laugh out of the confession booth on wheel? Dude, those things are hilarious. They are absolutely hilarious. The fact that they're on wheels, they've got boxes of donuts inside of them and guns all over the place. I remember making a post when that came out, or like when they were teasing leading up to this event, they were posting about, and they posted Confessarius and whatnot. And I remember sharing it, and I tweeted something like, get inside or get banged, confess inside me or get banged or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but I made some stupid joke like that, and
People liked it for some reason. Traits come down to genetics, blood related, so you have to think about how that affects them. Seaborns would taste like fish, though. Specifically Scotty Alter, literally Seaborn reincarnated. I would imagine her connection with Isharmla has that kind of eel-like look. And, I mean, we kind of know what eel tastes like, so I kind of... Like, I've had... What is it? Is unagi is the eel or whatever? Yeah, for freshwater eel, unagi. So I've had that before, so I kind of know that flavor. So maybe that's what Isharmla and potentially Scotty would taste like. Why are we having this discussion, man? Damn it. You're spoiling everything for your video, so... So you're resisting arrest. Oh, I do so hate overtime. Gavial would taste like a mugger or a crocodile. So she would taste like a crocodile. Yeah. Stay behind us, Sister Hildegard. These little wimps aren't going to pose any threat to Federico or Arturia, sorry. He's the only one that would come close, and I'm sorry, I don't think he would do anything to them. You do the honors, Federico. You've been on this criminal's case for years. No one knows her tricks better than you. Looks like the Lateran has long had its eye on you, Fede. Raise your gun. It won't be the first time. Arturia stands at the edge of the roof. Federico has many questions, but he can see that her fingers are already touching the strings. Behind her, Federico sees the Shrine of Nurtury, so tall he cannot see the top, and the infinite crowd meandering towards it. Rochelle and his other colleagues stand behind him. Federico hears the sound of weapons being locked and loaded. Tension runs high. It is as though he must prove something as Executor. There's no time to think. Federico raises his gun. You have admitted to escaping confinement, Arturia. By the authority of the Lateran Notarial Hall, I am hereby reassessing your danger level and apprehension procedures. You must fulfill your obligations as a Lateran citizen and work with us to resolve any threat to Laterano. Without warning, the muzzle of Federico's gun flashes. At the same time, music pours out of the cello, becoming one with the hymns emitting from the direction of the Shrine of Nurtury, drowning out the sounds on the roof. That was my best porn sound. Moving on. Federico, what are you doing? I shot at the building beside you. It did not strike any of you. But that hurts. Mastigia. I think a rock hit my head. Am I bleeding? Do you know what you've done, Federico? Yes, you're bleeding. He's so damn literal every time he speaks. And I get it. There's been talks about him potentially being autistic in a way and like just his overall compassion and empathy for people is very lacking. We get that his character, he's so stiff and whatnot, but when somebody literally asks him, do you know what you've done? They question if they're bleeding and say, do you know what you've done? And yes, you're bleeding. I know what I've done. I made you bleed. He just literally answers it so stiff, not caring for the consequences. Man, he is just definitely something else. I actually really like his character. I've liked narrating for him when he's appeared on screen. It's so fun, but man, he's just so interesting. Federico is just built different. What a man. I will submit a detailed report once the incident is resolved. I will include a detailed explanation of the head injury you have suffered. That was decisive, Senor Executor. Now, how do you intend to handle all these unconscious people? What are you looking for? Shell has an annual pass for the confessionals. They can deliver these people to a hospital. Now, share your discoveries and work with me to resolve any dangers to Laterano. It's just a guess. You chased me all the way here and got your cohorts out of the way. You've evidently arrived at the same theory I have. It's almost time, Fede. Perhaps the city itself will soon tell us all. Tell us exactly what has happened to it. What is just what is going on in Laterano? It's obviously something messed up, but we've got all these twists and turns and different perspectives here, but we don't have a definitive answer. Everybody's looking at something. Exusiai knows something, as well as whoever she's working with. It seems like potentially Paganini knows something. Obviously, Arturia and Federico know something. Something creepy's going on here. And I really, really do not like the Matriarch. She just gives off some freaky vibes. I've been saying that since yesterday, so let's find out and dive more into this. Gotta keep that throat moist. Nobody says anything. Good music, though.
I've never seen so many outsiders in Laterano. That's for sure. The last Summit of Nations didn't have enough guests to fill a single hotel. Just about every cardinal in the Curia is here. It's so crowded. The air is even more awkward than the Basilica. We're far enough on the edge, Mastima. We're like the cleaner standing against the wall of a casino. Whatever this nativity is, it's probably Anduin bringing out a Sankta kid who just learned to talk, so the Matriarch standing there gets to ceremonially polish the kid's halo. A symbolic puff. We could be home watching One-Armed Chainsaw Guy 2 instead.
One-Armed Chainsaw Guy 2, and yesterday it was something about Eight-Armed Chainsaw Guy 3? Anyways.
Let's just think of it as watching Nurture Anduin work. Haven't you already said all that needs to be said to him? My heart's been feeling twitchy for some reason.
Fiametta's noticing something as well. Uh-oh.
Do you feel it, Mastima? Yeah.
Fiametta turns sideways. She's never seen such a serious expression on her friend's face.
I'm feeling nervous. No, anxious, fearful. It's excitement and expectation. And I don't know why. I can't describe it. It's like my heartbeat isn't my own. Is this empathy? You're a fallen angel and I'm a liberi. Neither of us has the power. No, it's not just us.
Fiametta scans the crowd and is now certain that this heartbeat is not an illusion. Federico's just built different. What a man. There's a comedy where the main character is a deadpan man. And that makes for comedy gold. I mean, God, look at Federico. She looks like you'll find her in a temple in Elden Ring. Don't give me any more ideas for Elden Ring builds, man. I'm still planning a build for Lapland, but last time I played the Limbus Company event. Now I want to do a Honglu build from Limbus Company. Get a pole arm and try to make a character like him. The emotions that she is feeling are written on every face in the crowd. Every heart presents throbs to this beat, which does not belong to them.
Look up. What? Comfort bells.
Everybody keeps noticing the comfort bells, too. What's going on with that? Fiametta follows her friend's gaze. All the doors and windows were closed when the nativity began. Not so much as a breeze can get in. But the comfort bells are swaying in time. The ones hanging in the Hall of Enlightenment with them, and the ones in the corridors leading to the nurseries, yet they do not produce the chimes that they should.
Sort of medium. The musical devices that Litanians use. If my guess is right, we're feeling the heartbeat of the mother who's giving birth.
It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same as what I felt when I waited outside the delivery room when my wife gave birth. I could feel the unfathomable pain. She would not give up. Her emotions tugged at mine, and we both spoke the name that we had already decided. Bailey. Bailey. Excuse me.
Lord above! The mother fainted. She's too weak. The pain of birthing is more than she can take. It's not good.
My heart's about to leap out of my mouth. She's not giving up.
Lord, holy city most pure, have mercy on us.
Have mercy on us.
Have mercy on us. So, this really is a form of empathy.
And the way the music devices work in Litanian is the connection that they give to everybody through music and through sound and the way they operate. So it's like they've pseudo adopted that technology to broadcast empathy amongst everybody, regardless of race, regardless of status as a citizen in Laterano. That's so weird. That's cool how they've done that, though. Just thinking about that, because I know that the devices in Litanian were used also to control mood, and there was a lot of hinting towards the mood, the overall mood of the Litanian people being influenced by a lot of things with that, with the devices, with the music, and the way that the music flowed, the melody, and of course the golden melody. But to be using these bells in a similar manner to transmit that empathy that the Laterano citizens, the Sankta, I should say, have, that's so crazy, but also manipulative when you think about it. I don't know how I feel about it, but obviously that's hinting towards something, so guess we'll find out soon. Comfort bells sway violently throughout the hall. The ever-shifting emotions and the irregular heartbeats tug at everyone's nerves. No one knows who the mother is, what her name is, how old she is, where she came from. But everyone knows what she is experiencing. No one moves a single step. The fragile newborn has not yet triumphed over death. The struggle to break through the shell of ignorance seems eternal. Inside the shrine of nurtury, thousands of people experience a childbirth together. Such clear empathy should never have existed in Laterano. After a long, long time, the heartbeat begins to weaken until all is silent. Uh-oh.
Connect the sensor wire and activate the timer. Blast bomb is ready. Damn it, it's really hard not to march to this heartbeat. Ooh. Fortunately, I've got the quickest brain in Penguin Logistics. I could play Super Music Tycoon with one hand and ray gun bottle shooting with the other, and beat both the boss and Texas at the same time. All that practice wasn't for nothing.
Click, click.
2-minute countdown. Blow up this corridor, and the path to the nursery will be cut off. I hope my sister's intel is good. Shrine of Nurtury took a pregnant Sarkaz from a nomadic abbey and got her to give birth to a Sarkaz at the Summit of Nations in this crazy ceremony. I don't know what they're trying to do, but if I could keep her from appearing in front of the crowd. Excuse me, you're in the way. Mother's about to give birth. I want to get closer and pray for her. Sorry, I'll... wait. Pregnant Sarkaz? Aren't you the one? Yeah, what of it? Huh? Shouldn't you be giving birth? What the hell?
Lemuel, right? We've met before. Your sister brought you to our place.
Oh, her Fiametta's grandpa, Salve.
What the hell? The mother's walking around.
The others are searching for the bombs and neutralizing them, Reverend Precision. Good work. Stop this Sankta. She has more explosives on her.
Snipers are in position. We will shoot to kill if the suspect attempts to escape.
Phew.
Reverend Precision.
You're late, Cardinal Lemuen. Take the suspect back to the 7th Tribunal.
But if the nativity isn't about the Sarkaz, then...
The heartbeat that resonated throughout the hall has quieted down. The heartbeat doesn't belong to the mother. The door opens to a corridor. Exusiai looks in the direction of the sound. Why does he look so somber? Carrying a small bundle, the nurturer stands in the light shining through the door.
His hands and robes are stained with blood, but the bundle is clean. With head bowed, he walks slowly toward the Hall of Enlightenment, towards the waiting matriarch. A crowd parts to let him through.
Thank you, Anduane.
The matriarch takes the newborn from the nurturer. She cannot see, and thus does not realize that his brow is furrowed in sorrow. The matriarch gently opens the bundle and reveals the newborn. A Liberi. It's a Liberi child, a fledgling beast. He leans against the matriarch's shoulder, mucous membrane still sticking to its infantile paws. The wet and creased fur shows no sign of relaxing. His eyes are closed, his breathing barely audible.
As you can see, the first life that the Shrine of Nurtury has brought into this world is this fledgling arbor beast.
Arbor beast? So it's not even a Liberi child. It's weird. Okay, so wait, what? They were driving us to believe that it was the Sarkaz. So what is the deal then? There's something really messed up going on here. There's so many twists and turns in this story too. Wow.
His weight is nothing. His weight is everything. Before I came to Laterano, I found this mother in an abandoned nomadic abbey. I found his mother in an abandoned nomadic abbey. She was so famished, her feathers fallen, that I did not at first recognize her as an arbor beast. A hunter's spear had impaled the mother's abdomen, but missed the fetus by inches. I do not know how his mother hid for so long, how she survived, and how she stayed awake through the pain and the hunger. Until now, I thank this strong mother, our Sankta and Liberi brethren, and our honored guests from afar. This child was born amidst our prayers. He is a miracle that you have made together. But why? Why do his eyes not open? Matriarch, the newborn's breathing is growing weaker. I tried everything I could think of. His mother gave her all. Perhaps the mother's injuries were too grave, depriving the fetus of nutrition. Anduane, we may all have forgotten one thing. Do you mean? Childbirth was long and painful, and from beginning to end, all we felt through the comfort bells, through empathy, was a single heartbeat. His child was so weak that he could not even express his desire to live, the most primal, most instinctive cry of life. Anduane bows his head and does not speak. Oh, man. What a painful moment. Is this what you thought the nativity would be, Mastema? No. Normally we'd already be cutting the cake beside a crying baby. Damn, this is depressing. Do they mean that after all that effort from the mother, the baby was stillborn? Shikatsu, how could this be? Lord above, is there anything we could do, like what we did just now, the thousands of us here? What if I never felt Bailey's heartbeat after hours of waiting outside the delivery room? What would my wife and I have done? Oh, I can't bear to imagine it. Poor baby, if you can hear my voice. She freaks me out. Somewhere in the crowd, someone begins sobbing. Gradually, more and more people lose control of their emotions. Their cries join together and echo through the halls for the poor mother and her stillborn child. Then another cry rings out. It is not a sad sound. It is young and bright. The fledgling arbor beast opens its eyes and, as though sensing the emotions of the crowd, cries out for the first time in its life. It stretches its limbs, and the sheen miraculously returns to its fur.
Matriarch embraces the newborn life tightly, crying tears of joy. One such tear drops from the empty eye sockets behind her veil, falling upon the fledgling's head, reflecting the light of the sun. The fledgling does not stop crying, as though driven by the wailing. The light begins to break free of the void's shackles, becoming rich and full. A halo, the mark of the Sankta, the symbol of the law, the embodiment of truth. It has illuminated this unfamiliar creature. A shining, miraculous beacon. You know why I think I'm starting to see why she kind of unsettles me? She reminds me of Mother Miranda from Resident Evil Village. She gives me some vibes of Mother Miranda, which also, Mother Miranda creeped me out really badly, especially the final boss fight with her. This bitch is freaking me out like that. Ugh. But why does the bird have a halo? That's not natural. For a Sankta, that is not natural. Something really weird is going on. But that almost depressed me because of some history, and I won't go into it now because I don't want to. I don't want to depress chat too much. I want to stick with the story. But with my oldest, I almost lost my wife and my child. I wouldn't have 2 kids. I wouldn't have a wife right now if it wasn't for some quick action. But it's just something that scene brought up some memories there that weren't so good. But that's another story for another time. I'm not going to bring that up now and any further and worry everybody. But man, that was some emotionally driven storytelling right there, and that really touched me. So, a shining, miraculous beacon. The Lord has once again answered our prayer. He has blessed this child.
This is a miracle not seen in 1,000 years. Its appearance on the eve of calamity is a revelation from the law.
The eve of calamity?
We are all witnesses. We are all participants. Henceforth we are born equal and one, beginning with the holy city and ending with the holy city, as Sankta.
In the matriarch's embrace, the newborn licks her arms. Ew, don't do that. He is awakened. Once again, the comfort bells sway. A new heartbeat, strong and regular, fills the shrine of nurturing. Oh, man, it's starting to make my brain do loops. I want to know so badly.
Laterano granted a halo to an arbor beast fledgling? Even the most incredible miracle in the saint's travels pales in comparison. Is this a divine blessing or a terrible calamity?
My greater concern is whether it is true, whether it should be believed.
Since when did you start doubting everything you see?
There are too many details, Arturia. The unusual confessional.
The boundless wheat fields.
The crackdown on the manufacturing of firearms and explosives. Firearms workshops being shut down.
The sudden change in Landon Monastery's role.
The abrupt changes in the administration of the Curia. The colleagues who suddenly appeared to interfere with my investigation. It was the appearance of Rochelle and his men, despite the fact that he should not have known my movements, that confirmed my suspicions. Otherwise, I would have continued my efforts to apprehend you.
All of these anomalies converge at this shrine of nurturing, which seems to have appeared out of nowhere, in the nativity that so many have fixed their eyes on.
The missing mother you were investigating from the nomadic abbey was the pregnant arbor beast?
Yes.
So she wasn't following the Sankta, she was following the arbor beast too. Why? That's very, very strange too. Okay, moving on.
By chance, my music crossed paths with the voice of her heart. I followed the trail here.
The singular item that brought me to my conclusion, of greater weight than any of the above, is how the Lateran people are seemingly oblivious to all of this. Everything in life has been turned upside down. But in this country, this life, this city, life goes on, orderly as ever, as though things have always been so.
And 6 million Laterans continue to live as they always have. It's hard for us to convince ourselves that we're the only sane ones. Self-doubt is an invaluable experience for a hardhead like you, isn't it?
She still has time to joke with him, to joke about him, to pick at him. That's funny.
Are you certain now?
Yes. Mathematics, physics, geography, archaeology, astronomy. No theory or knowledge in science, theology, or philosophy can explain this. A city with a population of 6 million sharing the same hallucination. But the present circumstances clearly run contrary to the order of Laterano and the foundation of the law. I have no doubt.
What a coincidence. Neither do I.
And Artoria was one of the first to pick up on it. She's so in tune with things, and I think, man, she's gonna play a hell of an important role later on in the future. Not just in this event, but potentially further on in the story. What is with the inverse there? What the hell is going on?
The sound of comfort bells echoes in the sky above the city. The cello's music draws upon a crack, like a hand reaching into the city. The next instant, both sounds are brought to an abrupt halt. Silence. The crowds that come and go in front of the square have never existed. Laterano has never been so quiet, even when the city is gazed upon from the highest roof of the basilica. Federico and Artoria are unsure if they blinked. A scene most incomprehensible plays out before their eyes. The shrine continues to tower over the city, utterly out of place, but now dreamlike colors begin to run across its surface. Almost reaching the clouds, it spills its colors upon the pristine white buildings surrounding it. Doors and windows open to the streets and alleys of Laterano, wherever the shrine's shadow touches, and creatures, the likes of which have never been seen before, emerge from them. The scene is indescribable, but there is no doubt in Federico or Artoria that this is the real Laterano. The next instant, the same word slips from their mouths. Calamity.
The frickin' Matriarch said about the eve of calamity. She spoke before that happened. She said it, and nobody took that. None of the others that were around her at the time really paid attention to that word, paid attention to what she was speaking of. And then this happens. Now, that's also relating to, if you guys remember the animated trailer that showed Virtuosa and Federico fighting, Virtuosa and Executor fighting Lemuen and Exusiai in that building, in that room. And then afterwards, they all walked out onto that platform, and they could see all the colored lines and things running through the city and opening up. That's what's happening. That's what they're describing as happening. That scene there, that visual, is what's going on in Laterano. But we had the birth of a bird, a beast. It wasn't even a person. It wasn't the Sarkaz that everybody believed. The birth of this beast that was then granted a halo, a Sankta halo, which has never been heard of. There's so many distortions and so many crazy things, and frickin' Mother Miranda, the matriarch, is just making herself that much more creepy. She's behind something really crazy going on. And I know that the premise behind this has to do with the law. Laterano's the law, the PC, the machine that is their pope, essentially. I know there's the pope, the person, but that seems to be the true pope behind Laterano. Has pretty much forsaken Laterano and has gone rogue in a sense, but it's probably because of her. It probably has something to do with her. This is really, really crazy. This story right now has got me gripped in a similar way that Zwillingstern did, and Zwillingstern was such a deep and twisting story. I really like what's going on, and I love when Arknights does this kind of storytelling. I'm very anxious to find out more, so we're gonna dive into MT-5. Let me grab a drink here first, chat. You know, we got Lemuen and Exusiai. Nobody else prior, though.
There's the confess box. I wonder if any other eyes are gonna pop up. All right, here we go. MT-5. With this, we'll be able to unlock Sankta Miksaparato. So what did I miss? Well, I just pretty much explained what you missed. Wowie, it's a distorted world. Wait, why are we in Kazdal? Sarkaz. Slow down, you got a death wish or something? We're carrying a damned Originium plate. We're all dead if you drop it. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with this family? Using this as a pickling stone. Do they like their pickles with a touch of Originium? All right, Originium pickles, here we go. We're adding that to the list. Adding that to the list. Originium pickles. Okay, moving on. Shut your fucking mouth and keep moving. We gotta clear this whole district before the end of the day, unless you want the Overseer to chew our heads off after the Lich chews his. So many houses, and we gotta clean every single speck of Originium off them. Doesn't Babel have a dedicated construction team? Why don't we just tear it all down and rebuild from scratch? Say, it's gonna take some getting used to, not having any Originium around. I said shut your fucking mouth! We didn't have a choice but to rely on the mines. Now that Kazdal doesn't need to worry about the energy anymore. Of course we got a clean house. Unless you like living in a den of Originium. Hey, watch where you're going, Lich. Keep your threads tucked away, Lich. Who knows what might happen if they got tied up in the Originium. It's not very polite. Oh! Ermengarde! I love seeing Ermengarde. Yeah. The Matriarch looks like she would be in a temple in Elden Ring. She looks like she belongs right with, what's her name? Melania? Melania? Is that the one, the one, with the sword, and she's got the helmet with the wings, and then she turns into, she's got like the butterfly wings and stuff. She has the two-phase fight that everybody hated the fight for the longest time, and there was that dude that was, naked with the pot on his head that was invading people's games and beating her for them. Let me solo her. That's what she reminds me of. But, Johnny, they showed the outfits for Sanrio collab and they look really nice. Oh, the second collab! That's awesome. I have all the ones from the first one, I think on this account. So, that'd be pretty cool.
You can cut the threads with your horns if they do get tied up. But who knows what dimension my thread will drag you into if it comes to that.
I adore her.
All right, I don't think I should scare you any further, gentlemen. Go ahead.
Damn, she's a cutie. And I simply adore the fluffy little witch outfit. Nice. Did I imagine it? What's that light? Came from the house up here, maybe? Let's take a look.
I'll go.
What?
Those houses are right by the agricultural plate that has just been integrated. The light must be from one of the soil beacons in reaction to the Originium plate that you're carrying. If Shadell finds out the farmland that she spent 2 years cultivating got polluted...
All right, let's get out of here. Interesting. Shadell's cultivating farmland now. Gotta love it.
Don't come any closer.
Ermengarde looks at the agitated girl standing in front of her, trying to shield the man behind her with her tiny body. It's a Sankta man, kneeling feebly on the ground. His halo and wings have shattered, their pieces still trembling and flickering, like dying fireflies. The Sankta does not speak. It is as though he has fallen into a deep slumber.
Who are you? Are you here to take us away?
The girl is all tensed up. Ermengarde bends down and puts her hands on her knees, doing her best to show that she intends no harm, even wagging her energized tail friendly. Ermengarde has a tail? Bruh. You're telling me this now? I mean, I know she's a Sarkaz Lich and all that, but like, come on. I didn't know she had a tail before. I love her that much more. I want to play with it. I want to touch her tail. Behave. Behave, Johnny. Behave. Breathe. Come down a little bit. All right. Tail touching thoughts are gone.
Ah, damn it, they're back now. Johnny, they have a Sanrio icon for Lapland. I need it. Did you hear that, Pookie? We're getting a Sanrio icon for you. Anyways. Thanks for the heads up on that. I will have 10 of them. Anyway.
I mean no harm, young lady. I sent the other Sarkaz away. Did you hear that? Maybe I can help you help him.
Ermengarde closes the door behind her, shutting out any prying eyes. Ah, so she lied about it being the fields. She knew it was coming from here because of him. Okay. She adjusts her hat, invisible threads reaching out through an unknowable dimension. Bro, what did I walk into? I want to touch her tail. Oh, you came in at the right moment. I want to touch her tail. I didn't know Ermengarde has a tail. Now I do, and I'm happy. But, moving on.
Master, all that red tape and long-winded tomes in the spires made me sick. But I should thank the Twin Sheep for their hospitality, compared to what I have to deal with now.
I'll send all the Sanrio stuff I saw in Discord in a bit. Ah, it's all right. Take your time.
Every policy has to be communicated verbally, and you have to explain things over and over again. When are things going to implement basic education for government employees?
Second Sanrio collab. Ah! Old Poppy has a slab of fish meat as a friend, apparently. Oh, that's awesome.
This is urgent. Go ahead. I'm at the furnace node. I found 2 Sanctas with broken halos. One of them doesn't look right at all. Bring them here. Try not to let anyone see you. We don't need a scene in the streets. I'll go wake Wishadel. Looks like it's time for our speaker to speak at an emergency meeting.
Oh, Fremont. If anybody knows something or starts to figure out what's going on, it's going to be him.
Yuichignod. The list is a long one. They're saying that all 43 Sanctas stationed at spires across Villingsturm have abandoned their posts without permission. Yes, Yuichignod. They have already left Litanian soil, forcing their way through the checkpoint at Erdenher border. Litanian took in these Irari as an act of kindness. Now they have chosen desertion without any warning. Not entirely. The Night Watch of the Reichsmusikhochschule witnessed a Sancta scholar leaving and noted that his halo and wings were shattered, as if there was a serious accident. A fallen? Symptoms do not align exactly. How do you think this should be dealt with? Are you asking for my opinion? Of course I am. You are the mouth of the austere authority, Michael Wolfgang. You are the only one who can speak with her voice in this realm, besides me. Well, you've grown in the past few years, both physically and mentally. Hildegard has taught you well. I must commend you for making the report that you just did. You have, in effect, admitted that you have access to certain exceptional channels. The Sanctas of Litanian have fallen and deserted en masse. This is a serious matter. You are the only one capable of dealing with it, Yuichignod. I know that you, the Urtica boy, and even that Grafshan are doing a few things under the surface. As a reward, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to that. Now back to the topic at hand. The border guard reports that they seem to be headed for Laterano. It's likely that the Lateran Curia is involved. Shall we send the Empress's voice to confront the Curia? 1 year ago, after Das Kaisinaren's Evangelista 11 communicated to me that he wishes to work hand in hand with Litanian.
Wait, did she say a year ago? So this Villingsturm took place a year prior to this. But like I said, this is tying directly to the events before a little bit more than it is Villingsturm. Now, Villingsturm is taking and playing effect into this, and is the most recent in terms of the Sancta-based and, connections, with Federico and Arturia and stuff like that. But there's more connected to the previous Sancta events, so this is really, really interesting where this story's going. But this is a year after Villingsturm. Crazy.
The anomalous circumstances with the Sanctas may indicate that the calamity the Pope had feared So much that he would seek our help has come at last.
God, my Asianness is coming out. I see a bunch of consonants and my brain go, oh man, I'm sorry. I'd like to buy a vowel, please.
Issue an edict in the name of eternal grace and austere authority to summon the best casters and scholars among all the spires. Calamity will spare no corner of this great land. We must hasten our studies into the secret retrieved from the chaos. Yes, Your Majesty. I will arrange for it at once. Perhaps not entirely at once. But what I mean is, I will instruct the Empress's voice too. The eventide is beautiful tonight, Michael. Stay and enjoy it with me. The wound in the sky is healed. She would have appreciated this too, would she not?
Wait a second, because there was something in the story yesterday that leaned into saying she's talking like her sister is still stuck on the other side. But there was something yesterday that hinted that she was back. That she was visiting Laterano. So what did they mean? There's things that aren't linking up yet. And I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too far into certain things that are being said, but it just does not make sense for them to leave hints like that and then to come back and say that, like, no? I don't know. That's weird.
East to the east of La Unidad, Laterano, holy city of white. The guns there shoot fireworks, the targets all apples. When we pray sincere, he gives us bread. When we seek salvation, he sets us free. Sing, sing until you're asleep. The God in your dreams is kinder than Laterano's.
Excuse me.
You didn't need to go this far on the night watch, Arilla. Get lost. This is the Minoan border. Those Singus nobles won't go any further. You're safe. The abbey is no more. We go our separate ways. 10 years ago, you came to my abbey and protected my plate from those nobles without a word. Now you're leaving without a word. You preach your teachings. I protected the kids in exchange for a new roof over my head. That's all. Don't think too much of yourself. You can't leave, Arilla. I'm not asking. Our destination is the same. We'll go with you to Laterano. And when did I say I was bringing you with me? We've been together for 10 years. It's a long time for a Kuokukan. Maybe I don't trust Laterano that much, but I do trust you. The Lateran stripped you of citizenship, and you've cursed the city many times while I sang the hymns. But look at yourself. After all these years in Bolivar, you still won't take off the gun knight's armor. Even though you've fallen, lost the ability to wield a patron firearm, you somehow got your hands on this black steel gun, which means you never shut up.
The fallen angel suddenly raises her gun, the muzzle almost reaching the Kuokukan's lips.
If you trust me, you should remember that I've told you many times the holy city is not so friendly, kind, or tolerant as you imagine. Half the people who followed you from the abbey are not Sankta. There are plenty of places you can go after leaving Bolivar. Perhaps what we follow is not the true Lateran faith, but it's what kept a modicum of order in our lives amidst the chaos of Bolivar. There's no way I can convince the others to go somewhere else. They want to make the pilgrimage. Nor can I convince myself Laterano is part of us now, after these long years. You've got to be kidding. Think of the Sanctas in the abbey. They've never known Laterano, only the trauma of the fall. Only by returning to Laterano will they know what happened. Only then will the fear be driven out. Only then can their sickness be cured. Let us walk together for a little while longer, Arilla. I'm not going back to Laterano because I miss home. 10 years ago, an old man said something like this to me at another abbey. He was the one who exiled me in the name of Laterano because of some silly mistake. He wanted to hear me repent, hear me pray. He said there was a chance I could go back if I truly, sincerely repented for my sins. You refused. I sure did. Something seems to have gone really wrong in the Holy City. I'm going to seize this chance for revenge.
Noeda steps forward and presses her face against the cold gun barrel.
We won't stop you. We just need a guide, someone who knows the way. Someone like you.
Guide ahead.
Do, 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 do.
Sorry. The hymns begin to die down, replaced by the sound of children crying out. Arilla lets out a laugh and puts away her gun. Excuse me. Yep. It's changing ever more. A seal! A seal live in concert here in Laterano? Man. What the hell? The Shrine of Nurtury smears its colors on the surrounding buildings, opening numerous portals through which strange creatures with halos emerge one by one, falling to the ground.
Did those things get the blessing of Laterano too? It wasn't just the baby arbor beast?
Claps excitedly. Sways uncertainly. They crawl on the ground, wagging their heads furiously, still trying to adjust to their halos. They bellow in a low, rhythmic voice as if joining together in prayer.
That's one ugly, chaotic voice of the heart.
If everyone in the holy city has fallen into sort of mass hallucination of an unknown source, does the scene before us mean that the boundary between reality and falsehood is being blurred, and that Laterano is being invaded by a material threat? This is even more incomprehensible than what we experienced in the pavilion.
One of them has noticed us, Foedere.
Praying.
The noise we made seems to have disrupted their ritual.
An enlightened creature turns towards Federico and Arturia, perhaps because it missed part of the prayer. Its halo flashes and its bloated hide seems to grow light and lithe, approaching the duo at high speed. Ew, those things are creepy. Federico raises his gun, but the halo-adorned creature pays no heed, not even stopping its prayer. Fall back. The nature of these creatures is yet unknown. We must not be surrounded.
I thought you would shoot without hesitation. Are these creatures our kin, Foedere? Are you in violation of the law if you shoot?
Is that a joke or simply an ill-timed curiosity? Your patron firearm is lost, and I can neutralize these creatures without discharging mine. We will determine whether they should be considered our kindred, but not now.
Perhaps there is someone who can answer our questions.
Pope Evangelista 11. Move. Love the music. I really dig the music. Here we go. It's always nice to see the cousins together. Oh, absolutely. Love to see them together. They always have a great dynamic when they're on screen.
The parade's here.
I can't help but enjoy that. We're gonna put Texas here.
Draw swords.
So she can awaken the baby.
Got it.
Okay.
Oh.
Lemuen there.
Try adding a jet engine next time.
Okay. We're gonna put her here.
Illusion and intimidation are my tactics too.
Maybe Exu here?
Okay.
Try that.
This is awkward, but I'm the only one who knows how to handle the chaos I created.
Need Shu. We're gonna get Pookie out.
Now we sow the grain.
Gasp, you can get Grandpa after this stage. I know, I'm excited for that. Actually.
Stop me. You sow nothing.
Ooh, that doesn't affect it because I'm in the sleepy zone. All right, Pookie, your turn.
Cover up.
Sow the mountains when summer leaves a white.
It's hurting the baby.
What are you waiting
No,
for?
don't hurt the babies.
The curtains are about to fall.
Leave the babies alone. Yeah.
Awaiting order.
They make squeaky noises when they get defeated, and I don't like it.
Whose turn is it?
Okay, 61 enemies.
Today?
Okay, we're gonna put Blaze out here because I have a feeling I'm gonna need extra power. But let's put
Get what you
you
deserve.
and then Lapland for some extra firepower. CCTV bird, oh no. Those birds are the bane of my existence.
Awaiting order. Cut them to pieces.
I think we're good. We can
Awaiting
pull
orders.
Texas now.
I'm in position. Target disarmed.
Oh, wow. That didn't...
If you're really
Wasn't really necessary.
rain clouds for Peru.
She's trying to target.
Patience for slow simmer on low heat.
We're not going to need it.
Patience for bedtime.
Go, Pookie. Oh, Lapland, you do it all for me. I love you. Ha 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 ha. No matter how many other of the Arknights girls that I will enjoy looking at, you are still my number one. Especially when you do amazing things like that. Those birds made me retry the stage about 10 times. I'm not even kidding. Oh, man. That's definitely a pain. I can understand, but such a high volume. Ooh. All right. Thing is cute, but Mother Miranda. Anyways.
Such a sound. Do not fear, child.
I still don't like her. She freaks me out. Matriarch. You too, nurturer. Thank you for your work.
I simply did what I could. The child is still weak. Take him back to his mother, Anduin. I will come and find you.
You seem unwell, Matriarch. Should I escort you to your apartments?
I am fine. The heartbeat continues to echo within me. Not just the mother. I can hear countless hearts resonating. So powerful it seems they could bring down this shrine.
Tweet. That was the Twitter stage. That was the Twitter stage. And by defeating it, it has now become X. What?
The people have begun to link with one another, irrespective of race or background, but some have rejected the future we revealed. The nativity has come to an end. Our kindred need not stay here. We should prepare for the next stage.
Understood. You should retire. I will take care of the rest. Excuse me. Once again, welcome to the Shrine of Nurturing. Whether you understood the Matriarch's proposal at the summit, and regardless of what you think of it, the birth and enlightenment of this arbor beast is undoubtedly a clear revelation. Oh, how to remove the barriers between nations and races, on how to resolve hatred and building lasting peace, on facing the calamity that hangs over our heads together. Beginning with the Nativity, the second Summit of Nations now enters a new stage. Laterano will share our halo with all races. May our Lord share the blessings with all. Is he brainwashed too by this? Heavy weapons burb. A strong heavy weapons burb at that.
Fiametta! Ostima! Over here! Lemuel, when did you come back? Why didn't you tell us? Nice outfit, huh? Including those handcuffs. I wanted to surprise you. Well,
Scratch his head.
What happened, Lemuen? It's a long story. I could buy you 2 minutes if you want to make a break for it. Sure. On second thought, maybe next time. I've caused enough trouble for my sister already. Did I interrupt a reunion? Eliv, can you take the suspect to the 7th Tribunal on your own, Cardinal Lemuen? Or do you need support? After all, attempted sabotage of the Shrine of Nurturing and Summit of Nations is a serious charge. If you're concerned, you are free to come with us or have a gun knight keep watch. Don't talk like that. After all, according to your conclavist, Cardinal Aid Amos's testimony, you picked up Lemuel's trail at another scene beforehand. Are you saying I tried to cover for my sister? Well, not exactly. All the evidence is circumstantial, and there is nothing that proves you did anything wrong. Do you recall our previous conversation in the shrine? I admire your ability and resolve greatly, Lemuen the Silent, but I also know when these virtues of yours are most prominently displayed. Besides, it's natural for us to be cautious when your sister is involved. I hope you understand. No need to worry. Letting Elle run around with all these charges against her won't help her. Of course. I'm sure the misunderstanding can be resolved as long as Lemuel cooperates. One moment, Shimmering Vigil and Legatus Mastima. What? Please remain here at the Shrine of Nurtury. The Curia has a mission for you.
Trying to keep them separated. They want them to be pulled apart for some reason.
Hey, took Elle away. After all the effort it took for Magister to get me off the hook. Come on, Vanny, isn't there anything else you can do?
But Exusiai told her specifically to give her up if anything happened, partially to keep her safe, but at the same time, I think Exusiai wanted to be caught in a way. There's something about the way that she worded that earlier. It just kind of makes me think that maybe she wanted to get caught. I don't know. We'll see.
Don't bother knocking, Anduin. I have nothing to hide from you.
Oh, he's all cleaned up now.
The mother. Sleeping. I brought the child. His feathers are not yet grown in, but he's surprisingly lively. I thought perhaps you might want to pet him again.
Wait, see, now that's another thing. The mother's sleeping, but it was described earlier like she died. So what is going on? Are they purposely misleading us for little things like that? They really made it out like she didn't make it. He spoke like she didn't make it through the childbirth. So what are they trying to get us to see here? And now they're saying that she's sleeping, that she's fine. I don't know. Something really weird is up with this and how this. I know I keep saying that and I keep falling to things like saying that kind of verbiage. But it's just it's my head's going in so many different directions here, and the twists and turns. Some of me is like kind of thinking, are they mistranslating some things, or there's parts of me that are just like, okay, there's things that they're giving little tidbits to that they're misleading us in one direction or another, and then we're getting the different answer later. I don't know. It's got my brain working overtime, chat.
Thank you. It is comforting to me. This place. Do you remember? We built it to house the mother when we came to Laterano. It became the first nursery of the shrine. I remember. We made the simple yet warm bed together, and hung the comfort bells that gave her restful sleep.
A mask is what you were seeing.
The room is no longer in use, but I come back from time to time if only for prayer. This was our starting point, yours and mine. I sense that he likes this place too. His halo is so bright. I noticed it the moment you brought him here. It is the miracle that you have long believed in, but I don't understand. What brought on the premonitions of the miracle when you first encountered the mother? I had no premonitions, Anduin. I only saw your struggling heart. She was on her last legs, and what she needed was not healing but her last rites. Yet you wanted to save her, and you would not allow the idea to be dispelled by common sense. I believe that this thought, which you protected so dearly, could create the miracle of life. Life is a wonderful thing, one that can never be measured by the confines of common sense. Anyone would want to save her, Matriarch. Therefore, anyone can create miracles. Miracles are so because people do not believe in the power of faith. It is the halo that gives Sancta faith, or faith that gives Sancta the halo. Is it the halo that gives Sancta faith, or faith that gives Sancta the halo? Have you ever pondered it? Our law, empathy, and firearms, and the paradise that we build atop them. Did they all arise from a blessing without a cause, as common sense would indicate? I don't know. The past has its beginnings, as does the future. The Shrine of Nurtury, its towering edifice, was not built in a day. It began as a simple, ordinary nursery. Our nursery. Did we start with the blueprints of such an imposing shrine? No. We merely wished for a safe, comfortable room for that mother. And yet its frenzied evolution led to what it is now. That is how a future where all are saved can sprout from our faith. Matriarch, I followed you because I had long searched for a future, and you happened to know the way. But I never thought, nor could I comprehend why you believed it could begin with me. What I'm able to do was ultimately insignificant. Insignificant trifles and grandiose feats are but a hair's breadth from one another. You have labored for many years over this grueling journey of yours. You should not let such a meaningless difference stay at your steps. I will need you to lift your spirits. Aside from caring for this mother and child, there are more deeds that must be done, such as the next nativity.
What is the next one? The Sarcasm Mother finally? Or is there something else that they're gonna loophole us with? Ah, man. You're early. I'm already packed. You can just stick the seals on top so I can go back to bed. Patricion? Humph. I thought you were him. I was told the last part of the handover would be handled by the Notarial Hall. Why did they send gun knights? That was assuming nothing had been tampered with. What are you talking about? Both the storage room and equipment show signs of recent use. Cardinal Adamus must have made it clear when he last came here. All gunsmithing operations were to cease immediately upon signing the papers. Any unauthorized work on patron firearms or explosives would be a violation of the law. I've had this little workshop for decades. I couldn't let it go so easily. I just wanted to hear these old boys move again one last time and shed some tears over it. Is that so wrong? You've already said as much. Your apprentice Vanini, the one you took with you from the Shrine of Nurtury. Where is she? Must have gone back to watch the Nativity. She's not a kid anymore. Besides, I don't see so well. Can't keep an eye on her all the time. In that case, let us continue this conversation somewhere else. What if I don't want to? I do not wish to resort to force unless absolutely necessary. It was Patricion who sent you here, wasn't it? Come with me. Ooh. This place was used as the backdrop in the Circusano, if I'm remembering right. The chapel that Bernardo sat in, and that what's his face? The Signore de Lupi killed him. The wolf. The one that Lapland took over. Yeah, they used that as the backdrop back then. That's interesting.
Sister Hildegard, Reverend Gun Knight.
Is she not in the monastery?
Yes, but she just had an accident. She's resting now.
What?
It's hard to explain. A mobile confessional suddenly showed up at the monastery yesterday. Sister Hildegard was lying inside unconscious. There was no one else. Someone had set the confessional's navigation system to bring her here. We're not sure what happened to her. Perhaps we can have her report to you once she wakes up.
This is urgent. Bring me to her.
What? It's all right, Sister Geraint. Hildegard, you're awake. The porridge. I'm fine, just a little dizzy. I ate the porridge on the table. I'm coughing because some of it went down the wrong pipe. Reverend Gun Knight, you came for Artoria, didn't you?
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, as such viewers will experience buffering. That's weird. Just a heads up, chat. You guys may get a little bit of lag, but don't go anywhere. I think we'll be okay. It looks like everything's moving smoothly still, as far as YouTube and as far as my TV go here, but It's just popping up that error randomly in my YouTube studio, so just a warning, but I think we're good. We'll keep reading.
Yes, it's true that Arturia left Landon Monastery without permission. But I went after her as soon as I found out, and I caught her. But something unexpected happened. Please, give Landon Monastery a little more time. No, give me a little more time.
We would like you to come with us, Sister Hildegard.
Well, all right.
It would be best if you came too, sister.
Me? Sister Geraint does...
Well, now it's this excellent connection, so I think we're good.
I was the one in charge of supervising Arturia. This is my fault.
No need to worry, Sister Hildegard. With a major incident like this, the Curia needs as much information as we can get. Now, follow me, please.
Leader!
There we go.
Don't forget to invite me out for drinks on your tab, okay?
Sorry, Exu, I'm not paying, but I got plenty of alcohol that I can make my own drinks at home, and I'll make you some drinks. Okay, now, let's get Grandpa. Collect. Fiametta's Revenge.
A pleasure to meet you, Doctor. You know
He's so
me as
raspy.
Fia's grandpa. If you've heard of the Sankta Miksaparato, I really regret letting Fia fill out my recommendation form.
Well, you know, Fiametta loves her nicknames, her code names and stuff. Slight stutter, but we're good. Awesome. Glad to hear it. I don't know why it's doing that, but strange. Okay, we gotta collect these rewards. I forgot to. So, we're good on that till tomorrow. All right. Finally, Grandpa is now home. Yes, but I won't be able to upgrade him until tomorrow. I'll have to do some farming tomorrow to get everything we need to E2 him. I have the money, and I should be able to create the other resources, but we'll definitely have to wait until tomorrow to actually E2 him to try him out. But let's continue. Try to at least get one more stage in here. We did 4, Story 2, 5, and 6. So we'll see how long this takes and try to at least get this one in before I'm done for tonight. And then we'll take one more episode to wrap up the story after this, but we'll see if we can get 6. And if it's quick, maybe 7, but because we'll have 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 2 stories at the end. So it is the greatest graduation ceremony in the history of St. Theodore's Comprehensive School. No, the greatest ever held in the entire history of Lateran education. 17 giant fireworks burst up into the air as the 17-year-old red-haired Sankta strums her strings wildly, opening her solo concert. The sound echoes through the campus, rattling the windows of nearby school buildings. The pews near the stage, statues, and pool. Apple pies of all kinds lie everywhere as gifts for her audience. But the entire square is empty as the red-haired Sankta plays her guitar and sings, with no teachers or students to cheer her on. It is no rare sight to see a student planning her own graduation ceremony in Laterano, but she is not even at the age to do so. She fails to get her permission to graduate early. I need to lock into work again. Hope you enjoy the rest of the story. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it too, but take care, enjoy work, and I appreciate you stopping by as always. Courses for university. Why did it go down for a second? Stream is going weird. Okay, 1 second here. Either something's updating in the background and I don't know of it, or something else. I'm gonna close a couple things out that I see here. Okay. See if that helps anything. It says excellent connection again. But give me one moment. I'm going to run a quick test here. Okay. Speed test looking good so far. Download's pretty good, pretty solid. What's my upload looking? Upload's solid as well. Okay, well, I think we're good. I don't know why it was doing that, but we'll continue here now, chat. But what a sin to complete them without a ceremonial flair. Students open their classroom windows and watch from afar as the red-haired Sankta strums and sings without care until her final number. Then they witness an unforgettable sight. Confess inside me or get banged. And get banged. Red-haired Sankta plays her last notes, bows, and thanks the air. The school gates then burst open as more than 100 automated confessionals flood into the campus. Where the audience should have been are now confessionals with their doors open, all their mobile electronic confessors joining the red-haired Sankta's performance with their volume set to maximum. Neither Laterano's largest choir nor its noisiest heavy metal band could rouse such a racket. Finally, the Pontifica cohorts rush to restore order on campus, as they persuade the confessionals to return to their routes. However, the instigator has long vanished from the scene, leaving only a single banner, unfolding as the last firework goes off. Poof! Firework time! Let's send Lemuel off on her next adventure with a bang. Lemuel stops over at the Lateran port.
So there's a saint statue here too. Weird how I never noticed it before. They're actually pretty nice to look at.
This is her first time leaving Laterano for a place without halos in her search for people and answers. She suddenly thinks for no particular reason of how she might not return for a long, long time.
Didn't think they'd actually let you interrogate me, sis. Only because the previous 7 cardinals got nothing out of you. Come, Elle, help me open this. Why is this thing racked up so tight? Wow, a millefeuille fruit tart? The 7th tribunal is sure nice to suspects. Come on, I made it myself. There's also this. Take it. What's that now? Your diploma. After I wakened, the head of St. Theodore's, who was also mentoring me at the time, came to see me and asked me to keep it for you. Your application to graduate was rejected, but that ceremony you put together did indeed prove your skills. After all, how could you get that many confessionals to perform with you if you weren't really familiar with their programming and the intercity net's defense patterns? So the school consulted the Curia and granted you a diploma in the end. Congratulations, Elle, even if it's a few years late.
So she still graduated technically. That's funny.
Thanks, sis. I'm sure my letters found their way to you. Yeah. You know, I made a bet with Mama and Tata. They said you'd major in intercity net security and become an expert in the notarial hall. But I thought you'd never waste your creative mind like that. I was sure you'd major in faith assistive engineering and design a new mobile confessional that'd shock the city. In the end, you left Laterano just like that. Let me be clear, sis. I don't regret it one bit. You know I'm not the type, and I'm even less the type to let anyone hold any regrets for me. Which is why you rushed all your preparatory courses and threw that wild graduation ceremony, right? I peppered Mostima with questions about you. Your work in Lungmen, your boss, your co-workers. I know you went to Syracusa, to Sargon, and many more places besides. You deal with all sorts of people every day. Gangs, cops, familiae, Lords Emir. You're always on the move. Why does my life sound so different after going through a Mostima filter?
Mostima filter. That's an interesting way to put it. That's that lens.
Well, I did live a nice life after leaving Laterano. Wasn't sad or anything. I mean, you were still bedridden then. Didn't know how you got hurt, if you'd ever wake up, and Mostima refused to say a word. I had to know what the heck happened. You're my sister, you know? That woman, bless her heart, kept avoiding me. I got a whole load of nothing from her. Don't blame Mostima. You know, sis, I've been through a lot these past few years. There's some stuff I would have never thought about if I stayed here. In Lugman, Mostima was the only Sankta around, but she lost her empathy. Texas, Sora, Croissant, Bison, and the boss. At first, I made friends with them the same way I did here. We're all besties now, but without empathy, I sometimes still can't help but worry about silly little things. I've been trying hard to overcome that, and every time I do, our ties become a little stronger. But here, things are different. Like right now. I don't even have to think anything to know what you want to go somewhere else to give me a big proper hug. What kind of collective has empathy turned us into? Does it make us more or less sensitive to others? Does it make us so insensitive that it's easier to accept totally outrageous change? Does this have something to do with everything you've done since you came back? Laterano's sick, sis. Just like you were back then. We gotta wake it up! Wake it up? Elle, you need to give me more than that. There's Pontifica Cohor's guardsmen right behind these doors, right? I heard them when I came into the room. Let me guess. Are you going to say this is your last chance or something like that? If you insist on refusing to explain why you disrupted the Summit of Nations and revealed the forces backing you, the Seventh Tribunal will have to hand you over to someone else. I don't know what kind of punishment you'll face, Elle. Laterano's leniency is never applied to those who violate the law, especially these days. Come on, apple pie with mayonnaise. What?
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Was that an explosion downstairs? A terror attack? Aren't they interrogating the terrorism suspect upstairs right now? Who else would dare to attack the Seventh Tribunal?
Automated confessional. El Caro 001 in position.
A mobile confessional? Fire!
All right, I'm gonna go eat my food and then post all the Sanrio content from what I saw. Have fun reading the story, Johnny. See ya. We'll take care, 7 a.m. I appreciate you for being here for as long as you have. You're a trooper, my friend. Take care. Enjoy those reposts and your food. Hopefully something good for you. And then we'll see you later. I'm probably not gonna be too much longer, so you shouldn't miss out on much.
Ah, what's going on? Who let that in here? Did they not realize this one's malfunctioning? That's just a mobile confessional, buddy. Ah! Who thought it'd be a good idea to put so many guns on a confessional? Alert! A mobile confessional is attacking us and attempting to rescue the suspect, Lemuen. Calling all combat units. We need backup. I repeat. Again. Now the left staircase. Blow it up and I can slow them down for a little longer. Do you read me, Elle? I'm here to save you. Annie? Haha, sick idea. I never expect you to find out the secret of this confessional and use it to help me out. It's nothing. It took me so long to finally realize there's something unusual with its plate number. I noticed it when you stopped it before, but I didn't think too much.
ELC.
All confessionals start with LC for Laterano Automated Mobile Confessional, but this one starts with ELC.
She practically scanned the entire city, stopping confessionals one by one until I noticed her. All right, Exusiai, Pontifica Cohor's reinforcements will be here soon, and the nursery guards are also on the move. We need to get out now.
Coming right up!
Apple pie with mayonnaise. High-speed chase in a mobile confessional cart. Let's go. Tokyo Drift theme intensifies again. The guards respond quickly, constructing an emergency passage upstairs, assembling to face the chaos. Exusiai breaks the door open as the confessional speeds up toward her. Blocking bullets from the Pontifica cohorts, she hops onto the vehicle and steadies herself as the confessional wobbles wildly from her landing. The Sancta's red hair flutters between the bullets and gun smoke.
Confessor, wait, you've been exposed. So can we go back to normal, right? We can go back to normal, right? Leader, savior, doctor. You're so awesome.
It's Doctor? Oh my god! He's controlling the confessional. That's great.
There's 6 guns on the front outer rack. Feel free to use them as you please. Vanini switched out the bullets for non-lethal ones. Gotcha. Talk about perfect timing. 7 Tribunal confiscated my guns. We need a new escape route. Then through the windows we go. The nosier the better. We draw attention and make it easier for Vanny to slip away. You won't fall apart, will you?
Hold on tight. Can't promise I won't fling you out.
Got it. The party's about to begin, so let's show them what a perfect pair can do.
Way to go, Doctor. You don't know how Exusiai manages to wield so many guns at once to suppress all the Pontifica Cohor's guardsmen with a hail of bullets. You're also unsure if falling from a window this high will pose a problem back in reality. All you do is take her and zoom to the sky.
Divine Judgment! Rock and roll! Barrage! Apple! Never mind. Not the best place for that.
She's saying all her catchphrases back to back. But that's funny. So Doctor knew all along that something was going on.
Phew, I'm beat. Finally shook off the stragglers. That was tight. Since when did they react so fast? Sure enough, you took to the roofs at L. Always the contrarian, ever since you were little. Sis! What's with the confessional and that girl? Oh, just good friends of mine. You said all this law-breaking is about waking Laterano up? You were never the type to talk theory or explain something away with fancy rhetoric. By wake Laterano up, you mean to rouse everyone in the city awake? It's complicated. Look at me, Elle. Yeah.
Separated by roof ridges, Lemuen looks at her sister. The sun is unbearably bright. But she said, "Look at me," so gently that Exusiai does not even blink before complying. For a long time, Lemuen and Exusiai stand unspeaking. Silence links the two.
Go. You're letting me walk away? You were only just created a cardinal of the 7th Tribunal. If they find out you let a prime suspect go, you're as good as defrocked, aren't you? Remember when the gunsmith had me pick a serial number for my guardian gun? Of course I remember. You didn't even mull it over. You just went straight for the date Mama and Tata brought you home. I told myself then to protect you and them forever. Hey, sis, aren't you afraid they'll say you're covering for me? You don't get it, Elle. In choosing whom or what to protect, trust comes first. The time we spent together, the empathy and understanding between us, that's why I trust my sister. Why I trust that she's making the right call. So the way I see it, I'm not covering for you just because you're my sister. In fact, there's plenty of other reasons for me to do this. Why don't you come with me, sis? No. Your doubts. I've been having them too. Maybe there are some things I can still do in my position.
Like, use that sniper rifle and blast everybody away. Possibility. I think it's this way? Yeah, we followed them all the way here. Weird. They just vanished. They're so fast. Do confessional engines have that power? There are too many forks here. Plus, Lemuel splits away from the confessional. Contact the Notarial Hall and request Executor support. Also, have them scan all mobile confessionals on the intercity net to see if they can find one designated ELC-001. Roger. Look up ahead. A monster riding a bike. Grinds teeth, pedaling fiercely.
Phew, finally managed to catch up to you after clearing out your escape route. I won't let the Laterans tear you apart.
Thanks for the hard work.
You know, I have to commend your sharp senses. You figured out Laterano was facing a calamity based on just a few Sankta operators' peculiar reports. It might have been too late, had we waited any longer to make our move.
It's only been a few months since everything happened at Rhodes Island.
Our lead operators are making sure the land ship is secure. Oh, you didn't take more than a second to decide to come with me.
You're welcome. Though it used to always be. All right, Doctor. What's next? We were hiding for so long, but now our efforts have gone to waste.
We need to make sure Exusiai can move unhindered.
True. The strange ritual's over, and people have already woken from the dream. I'm sure the machine is already reacting, and the Curia and Nurtury are speeding things up on their respective ends. Does it still want everyone to finish their dreams to complete its, experiment? I can't use any of my skills here, and their comms controls turned you into this. They've cut down your engine power, too. You move pretty slow now.
I'm glad you're here, monster.
Well, I couldn't find anything else to drag you around either, so... Doctor? Open your door. There's a couple of donuts in there. Chomp. I have to refill my energy.
Oh my god. Oh my god! Grinds teeth, running wildly, brandishing claws.
Are you holding on?
It's fine. It's just like how you used to carry me around.
Now's not the time for jokes, Doctor. The Shrine of Nurturing incubated these monsters with halos in the dream, but now... But how did they get into them to... How did they get them to invade reality?
Jeez, I can't talk again. Look at the projections on the buildings.
Wow, sharp eyes to notice all these little details while I'm dragging you at high speed. Glad you have excellent dynamic visual acuity. Uh-oh, they're catching up. All right, hold on tight. Gah! So what strange stuff were you talking about anyway?
The dream is just a facade. It's already using reality itself.
So the chaos in Laterano wasn't caused by the machine going haywire. It's the opposite. It dragged everyone into this collective dream just so it could maximize its synchronization efficiency and output a pre-programmed result.
So this is referring to the law, the machine, the law going haywire, and it's pulled everybody into a dream state. Okay.
What you could do if it was running at full power. Doctor, we have to know.
What exactly prompted it to make this decision? Or what it ultimately wanted Laterano to become? What exactly prompted it to make this decision? Monster, have you found the connection point yet?
I've tried various methods ever since we came to Laterano with our lead in hand and entered the dream, but... Shakes head aggressively. The machine's operating logic is too unique. I need more time. We're already exposed in both dreamland and reality, Doctor. The city is rejecting us like a virus. So our current priority is to stay alive.
Back to the bike? Calamity is already here, you're certain. But there's no time to express any regret as you and Monster rush through illusion and reality, fleeing. No looking for a lead on the trail of your fate. This trip to Laterano has been perilous, yet the bumpy ride somehow helps you shelve some of your concerns. Unconsciously, you have already entrusted your life to her, to Monster. Thank you, Monster.
What?
Cute scene, actually. Very cute. Is that...
I thought I was seeing things. Shall we go greet our mutual friend?
Keep moving, Arturia.
Are you no worried about the doctor?
I am worried, but it is not my top priority at the moment. It is the first time I have seen that woman who took the doctor away, but her appearance and combat style are familiar to me. With her, the doctor is not in imminent danger. He doesn't even have to meet her to know that she's like Calcit, so that's funny. They're familiar to him. Also, the doctor has drawn away many of the monsters and created an opportunity for us to escape. We should leave at once and locate the Pope.
Foedere, I'll help you add what you just said into your mission report for Rhodes Island.
I will write it myself.
All right, here we go. Stage time.
Confess. I don't want to confess.
Let's go.
Took me forever.
Line up, line up. We've
Okay.
got plenty of good eats for everyone.
Let's begin.
Okay. Boy, they get fear easily.
You can't stop me.
Whoever said a wheelchair couldn't get up onto a steel beam?
4 of 65.
You saw nothing. Need speed to
Okay, activate them. Spooky.
No need to cover up. It's secret for public that everybody's in the game. Look, Zara. I knew who you were right away.
Okay, we awaken them. So they're helping us. That's pretty cool.
Real estate question. This one, get in line for my bullet buffet.
Bullet buffet. That's quite something. I'll put other Pookie here.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Broad sky shattering.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's getting fear easily on this
I
stage.
wasn't supposed to ask. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
Quite interesting. Okay. Stage isn't bad so far. Very easy one.
Got an idea? Enough dreaming. Only nightmares come with me.
62, 63, 64, and 65. The little babies help us. I love it. Wake them up from the dream and they fight. Let me take another drink here real quick. All right.
Seems we've come up empty-handed.
The room shows little sign of recent human activity. His usual household furniture, such as the rocking chair, coffee maker, and shooting target are all covered with dust. The terminal shows no communication records or abnormal messages. There's no opportunity to produce any additional evidence for now. Preliminary deduction. Pope Evangelista 11 has been missing for roughly 2 weeks.
I only met His Holiness once, and already mentally prepared myself, but to know something really has happened to him.
Arturia, explain. You seem to have a theory as to where His Holiness has gone.
We meet again, Grandpa with the ladder and candy. The curious joint trial is already concluded with your signature on the verdict. The condemned shouldn't be having a private meeting with the Pope, though.
So what is your decision?
So straightforward. I imagined you'd say something like, I was just taking my post-dessert walk and accidentally bumped into you. As for whether I'm willing to become a so-called saint, I believed we had a thorough discussion on the topic when I was at Rhodes Island.
We certainly did. I'm quite fond of that landship myself. Pity our meeting was so short. I still remember that sunset when you performed a not-so-Lateran piece. I also remembered you were hoping for me to provide more evidence.
Yes.
Do you still remember my words, child? That every light we know will one day be extinguished.
It's etched into my mind. It's an interesting expression, after all.
That day will soon come. Of course, it is just a hunch. Pope points to his own halo. It's been sending me a lot of warnings lately, but refuses to respond to any of my questions.
What does that mean?
To put it another way, our glorious law is suddenly no longer interpretable.
I only know how to play the cello, Your Holiness.
Of course. Interpreting Holy Scripture is the Pope's job. Trouble has popped up at work, and I have to figure out how to solve it somehow.
So what do you need me to do?
Stay vigilant. I'm not sure what exactly will happen, so this is the only thing I can say.
So he wanted to make Arturia a saint, which would have essentially acquitted her of everything. Well, not acquitted, I don't think that's the right word, but it would have, like, given her a clean slate in a way if she would have taken that.
That's interesting to think about. If the holy city's lights do go out, and trust in your ideal understanding, your ideal emotion, the kind of undeserved, pure, and honest communication that you seek. An alienist like you will then perhaps become a panacea or a poison. But regardless, you will turn things around.
It sounds as if I have no reason to refuse you. Though I'm not the only alienist Laterano has.
Indeed, I was just about to contact the other saints, though I pray we still have the time. So that is why you began suspecting your surroundings so early.
Not the whole reason, Fede. One's inner main theme may stay the same, but it's hard for me to miss those supplementary and missing segments, all blended together too seamlessly. Sister Hildegard is a good example. What concerns me more, though, is that the incident happened before His Holiness managed to find you.
The situation is too complicated. All of Laterano has fallen into an unfathomable calamity on a scale near to what we experienced in the Witch King's pavilion. We require support.
Fortunately, I have my cello with me.
She can summon support.
Magister.
There's no answer. Vanini walks around the workshop but fails to find her master. She spots a bottle of eye drops on the workbench, uncapped.
Danny, about time. Uh-huh. Gun Knight came by earlier and took Paganini away. Before he left, the Gun Knight told me to tell you to hurry over to the Curia to assist their investigation. Fanny, are you two in some sort of trouble? Either way, you'd better get to the Curia. The Gun Knight wasn't in the best of moods. Magister.
Must be because of her and Elle, but no matter what she thinks, her master should not get caught up in this.
Wait, these are...
Some bullet casings are scattered on the workbench, as if they were casually left by a careless gunsmith. Vanini puts on her gloves and begins collecting them as she usually does, but suddenly, she feels as if she recognizes these casings, like they're old friends. The shells are smooth to the touch. Even the etchings have been rubbed flat. How many times have they been handled? What kind of bullet casings would receive such care and in whose hands? Vanini takes off her gloves. She touches a casing. The metal still slightly warm. Slightly warm, therefore shots were taken? Or warm from them being held? Interesting.
Peg.
Deus meus. Lord Almighty, you scared the glasses off of me. Are you finally going to say something? You're already 4, you know. Any Sancta your age should be speaking, with a bright halo over their head. Come on, Pimp Owl, let the girl be. All right, I was hallucinating. You still can't talk. I would have left this rotten place long ago if I hadn't picked you up by chance. Just thinking about having to live in the same city as that damned Patrizio makes me sick. How many hospitals and churches have we been to, huh? And still no one has any idea if you were just born like this or if your lord has a problem with you. It's been 3 years, you have no halo, and neither do I, so of course I have no clue what's going on in your head. Seems like I've gotten used to my little mute here, and even I myself am growing quieter day by day. Whatever, you haven't run off in the middle of the night, so I'll just assume you like it here. That's enough from me, considering how responsive you are. If you ever want to communicate with me, you'll have to figure out a way yourself. Benny, let go! Why the sudden hugging and crying and laughing? Did I flip a switch somewhere? You don't usually respond to anything I say. Are you trying to make up for all these years at once? Also, what's with the sudden light over your head? Those doctors and clerics treating you the past 3 years couldn't do a thing. But you picked a gun with that Lemuen kid and now you're fine? Still can't speak, Would you Sancta sprout halos from your first word? Did your halo come out early because it got impatient? Grabs her master's hand and nods vigorously. I'm no Sancta, so I don't get how you communicated with that kid through the Guardian gun, or how much it mattered to you. In any case, now I know you can understand me perfectly, and that's enough for me. Gripping her master's face feathers. Okay, that hurts. If you're willing to listen, I can teach you a less violent way to communicate. Sit here and stay. Look at these bullet casings. Here, I'll teach you. Worm from his hands then, okay.
Since when? Am I able to talk? I shouldn't.
The little Vanini, understanding and expression were a pair of rusty doors blocking her from communicating. She lived with the garrulous and eccentric Liberi for 3 years, unable to figure out when she was happy or angry, unable to express her own annoyance or adoration. She never thought a Sankta with both fiery hair and personality would blast a hole into her sealed-off heart without the need for words. Later, her master pieced small bullet casings together and word by word taught her a whole new language. Even after she finally learned some simple phrases, they still used the shells to communicate. But today, she no longer remembers when exactly she did finally manage to grasp the most complex of sentences, let alone how many times she nonchalantly tossed the shells left by her master into the trash. She dares not imagine his perplexed face as he rubbed the shells they used for more than a decade, wondering why a student no longer cherishes this special language from the depths of her memory. Through tearful eyes, she realizes once more what those casings mean. It's a warning.
No, Magister. Oh, Fanny, I just remembered something that was bothering me. When the Gun Knight took Paganini away, it didn't look like they were heading for the Curia. I'd say they were going toward the Shrine of Nurtury.
Yep, she knows now.
Cardinal Lemuen, forgive my tardiness. I was just sorting out the gunsmithy handover documents. It's just so much. Why are you here?
Cardinal Aid Amos, have a seat. Easy now, just passing on the Curia's newest orders.
What kind of orders require your presence?
The Curia has decided to suspend all of Cardinal Lemuen's work, and you shall serve as an acting cardinal of the 7th Tribunal until her work review is complete.
What?
You heard me. The 7th Tribunal was raided by unknown forces recently, and the suspect, Lemuel, who attempted to disrupt the Summit of Nations, managed to escape during the chaos. Cardinal Lemuen made contact with the suspect, but released her without authorization. After further investigation, it was discovered she acted similarly during the Pagus Stavonis explosion and the attack on the Shrine of Nurtury. Cardinal Lemuen is engaged in severe violations of the 7th Tribunal's Code of Conduct as well as the law.
But why me?
We wouldn't have captured the suspect without the crucial evidence you provided, and perhaps the nativity would have been sabotaged. Amos, you spent more than a decade in the 7th Tribunal, correct?
2 more months and it will be exactly 14 years.
You're the oldest functionary here, and are familiar with the 7th Tribunal's business. Does that not make you the most suitable candidate? It may have been an absence of opportunity, rather than a personal lack of ability, that has prevented you from playing a more important role. Be more confident in yourself, boy.
Boy. Reverend Patricion, I've always felt you did not like me much. I still remember the first time Aurella and I went to visit you. It was not you, but Fiammetta, who just came home from school, welcomed us.
I mean, I don't like you. Aurella was my best student, exceptionally talented in armored combat and firearms. She had too much of a character and an extreme way of doing things. While you, on the opposite, were too weak, and yet these are your own choices. I'll just say this again. I wasn't home that day because my armor broke and needed fixing. Besides, if we're going to make it personal between us, you're the one who's holding a deeper grudge, right? I personally expelled Aurella from Laterano, after all.
When it comes to that, I don't blame myself. You're right, I'm too weak, and have nothing to my name. I couldn't help Aurella diffuse her anger, even though I was right there with her. And so she hurt the shackled Sarkaz in the Abbey, and ultimately leveled her gun at her own people. After she made that terrible mistake, I didn't even manage to see her one last time, Reverend Patricion. I really can't do anything.
But think on what you can still do right now.
Now?
The Summit of Nations is still ongoing and the 7th Tribunal has lots of business on hand. You will be temporarily created Cardinal, as the Curia has decided. All right.
What?
Handshake review complete. You now have access to Cardinal privileges and permissions.
Wait, so fast? I still haven't...
Cardinal Amos, In the face of calamity, Laterano must strive for efficiency. So there will be no welcome tea and cake for you. So much for the tea and cake. Okay, let me add that to the list too. Tea and cake. I don't have that down yet. Tea and cake. Okay. Moving on. With the gun knight gone, Amos pulls out a chair. He opens his terminal, and his privileges have indeed already been updated, as Patrizon said. Everything happens so fast, as he needs some time to adjust, and he suddenly realizes something. He taps on the File Explorer and scrolls all the way down, finally arriving at his target at the bottom. He opens the document, his finger pausing on a signature confirmation page. Arella, I finally... Newly created Cardinal Amos sees a smile on his face reflected on the terminal screen. It is a little ridiculous, he thinks. Hi! Okay, wait a second.
This is... It's Laterano. We're finally back. No, something's off. Those strangely colored shadows. Look at their shapes. They're projecting a shrine of nurtury? What's going on? Is Laterano changed, or do we have brain damage? Watch out, behind you! A creature with a halo? What? There's more and more of them. Wait, stay back. I don't need an extra halo on me. Nice shot. They don't dodge bullets. We should be fine. Why do you look so dazed? Let's clear a way out. What's wrong? You're fallen?
Oh! Damn it! She's cute and she falls right in front of me. Damn it! And she didn't fall for me. Ah! Damn Sankta women. Moving on. Our awakenings may have influenced others to wake up as well. But there are also more of these halo sporting creatures. Those creatures dragged the awakened into the strangely colored projections, and then vanished together. They did not even manage to retaliate, and the Sankta who shot at those creatures have fallen.
Foedere, I'm afraid my joke from before was no joke at all. These things are considered Sankta, and thus are people? How strange and chaotic their hearts sound. What should I listen for within the mess? What should I share with them? They can't feel our emotions either and are anxious over it. They desperately want to share theirs, but they can only resort to brute force. Like an infant yet to grow a halo. No matter what they want to express, they can only cry and grab at their parents' sleeves. Yes, they are our people, just too immature.
Immature but powerful. The law grants an infant a halo when it speaks its first word, because language represents rationality's awakening. And rationality refers to a Sankta finally gaining the capacity to be conscientious of both their people and the law. Why would the law deem a pack of non-sentient creatures as Sankta, and also compel them to use brute force to intervene in their people's fates? Anomalies only continue to multiply. Currently, the only individual we may cooperate with is the Doctor. Being present already, the Doctor must know something about the current situation. Victoria, are you certain the Doctor remembers the sound of your strings?
The Doctor was almost present at every of my few performances on Rhodes Island. A pity the Doctor was never my intended audience, but I ought to be glad the Doctor seemed to have been listening carefully every single time.
Only your first sentence contained actual information, Arturia. That was his long-winded way of saying, get to the damn point, woman. He's just so blunt. I love it.
Sure. Well then, Foedere, I will guide the Doctor with my cello.
A sudden notification beep interrupts the two.
Here and now of all times?
Federico checks his communicator. Hello, can you hear me? Arella, former citizen ID, LC00733458. A group of Erari Sankta and war refugees
currently north of the Lateran city, 3 kilometers out. Requesting permission to enter the city.
Good, good. I had no idea you were so clever and learned. I was going to ask you help me make my atang, but with such a good head on your shoulders, I'm feeling a little bad now.
Don't feel bad, Shu.
Alrighty. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, and we have 2 stories after. So we are going to save those, chat, for another time. Go ahead and collect our spoils, and then let's wrap up for the night.
Here's a carnival costume.
Put it on!
Alrighty. So, what a crazy chain of events there. We finally start to understand what was going on, why Exusiai knew some things, and why she was granted her access and her push ahead, so to speak, of going ahead on the plan to start doing the bombings and whatnot. And it's because of Doctor. Like, he figured things out, predicted things ahead of time, gave her that go ahead, go get the job done. I'll support you. I'm going to be there. He worked with her in the confession box, as the confession box, and spoke with her the entire time, giving her any assistance that she needed to get the job done. And Monster's there with them now. But there's so many crazy things. Everybody's been in this illusion, this dream created by the law. We now understand that. But this matriarch is still acting very disturbing, very creepy. She's still got some crazy things going on around her. And she's got Anduin kind of wrapped up in it too, which is a little unfortunate because he's just kind of stuck going along, going with the motions, and he doesn't know what to do to move forward, to get away from that. So he doesn't realize what's going on yet. Anduin's still stuck a little bit. But her, the fact that they led us to believe that the Sankta mother was going to be the one giving birth, but then they go back and it's like that story that was told about her and Anduin finding the mother that was wounded by the spear and whatnot. That was told when we worked on the story yesterday. We learned a little bit about that, but it was as if they told that from a past perspective. Like that was something that happened a while back. Not that it was still happening. Come to find out later that it's that Arbor Beast. The Arbor Beast was the mother that they had discovered, that they brought back, that they nurtured back to health, kind of, in a way. But then the birth wasn't the Sankta mother that we were led to believe it was this Arbor Beast. So that wasn't a past event. It was going on in the present. Is that even real? Is that part of the dream? Because that's what it seems like. The fact that the Arbor Beast was given a halo, but then when Anduin came out with the Arbor Beast, the heartbeat had stopped. Everybody got really somber. It was really weird. They led you to believe that the mother was dead. But then later he brings the Arbor Beast to the matriarch, and she asks how the mother is doing, and he says sleeping soundly. She wasn't dead? So what is it? What's going on? They took us in a very wild spin there with so many little details and so many little things. And then like when the matriarch brought up the calamity, we're here on the eve of the calamity. And nobody batted an eyelash at that. Nobody questioned. What does she mean by the eve of calamity? Is something going to happen? No, they all just listened to her and let her continue talking and ignored that. And then next thing you know, boom goes the dynamite. The calamity happens. The creatures start appearing all over Laterano. Now we're seeing that the Sankta that attack them are falling, including that cutie with the glasses. Poor girl. But the doctor knew. The doctor made a move early. It seems that others are noticing. The Sankta in all the different places are having weaknesses or getting hurt or falling, or their halos and wings are shattering. And, you know, it's just a whole variety of lenses that we get to see it through on the outside, from Lytanian to Siracusa to Kazdel, all the ones outside there, things that are happening. And now everything is going on within Laterano. The puzzle's starting to piece together. But there's still some people that need woken up, it seems. And there's still some mysteries that have yet to really be brought to the forefront here. So I think over these last few stages and everything, when we do come back, like I said, it's definitely going to be one more part. We'll finish everything in one more part. I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow for sure. I might take tomorrow off just to get some extra sleep and to recover. Because I've been going pretty hard over the past few days on streams and stuff like that. And staying up a little too late to do this for you guys. But I'm happy doing this. I'm excited to do this stuff. And as I said earlier in the stream, we are so close to YouTube Partner now, to the first stage of YouTube Partner. Once we hit 500 subscribers and we are 25 away, we can apply for YouTube Partner. And it's just the first part because I can't monetize like ad revenue until I get to 1,000 subscribers, but I can still gain YouTube partnership once we hit 500. So I'm thriving and enjoying doing these later night streams and things like that because, well, one, it's helping me grow, and two, it's just fun to hang out and chat with you guys. So we're going to keep going and keep doing stuff like this, but I may take a break tomorrow. We'll see. Especially because I'm still healing my voice too. And I've got some upcoming things I need that voice for. So with that said though, Chad, I appreciate everybody for hanging out here tonight. We will finish this up in one more part when we come back here on one of the next few days. We will finish this up, and then we're going to jump into finishing up the Limbus Company event as well. And I hope you guys are here for the fun of it all. With that, that is it for this one for tonight. Again, I appreciate everybody for taking the time out of your day to hang out here, or night, to hang out here while we're live. And for those of you watching this on the VOD after, you guys are awesome as well. Take care. We will see you next time to wrap up this mystery.
Our shadows fall where truth was once earned. We won't forget the lessons we've learned. Petals bloom.